Climate change needs no introduction. It is a grave problem facing humanity, needing activism and action at individual level, as well as large-scale action, mass movement at societal level. Let us begin by hearing what our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji has said during one of the G20 summit talks recently on this issue. Shrikant, you can interrupt me if the sound is not coming. Just let me know.
क्लाइमेट चेंज जैसी चुनौती से निपटने के लिए और जो आइलैंड कंट्रीज होते हैं उनके लिए तो भारत एक वरदान के रूप में काम कर रहा है। क्लाइमेट चेंज की जो मुसीबतें हैं उसको निपटने के लिए भारत ने विश्व को मिशन लाइफ का समाधान दिया है। मिशन लाइफ यानी लाइफस्टाइल फॉर एनवायरनमेंट। मिशन लाइफ यानी पृथ्वी के प्रत्येक नागरिक द्वारा ऐसी लाइफस्टाइल को आत्मसात करना जो पर्यावरण के अनुकूल हो, जो क्लाइमेट चेंज की चुनौती से हर पल निपटती हो।
So our PM has, I hope everybody has heard the sound. There's no issue in hearing, right? Okay. So PM has emphasized the importance of environmentally friendly lifestyle at every individual level. So at this juncture, I would like to share what my actions have been at a personal level in this direction. This is for the benefit of all the youth members who are logged in. So I'll show some slides now. Can you see the slides, Srikant?
Yes, we can see.
Thank you. So these are some small changes that I have implemented at my house. So this is for the benefit of the youth members. On the leftmost portion, you see a rainwater harvesting pit with borewell recharge happening. And then in the middle picture, you see saplings and trees. More than 200 of them are planted around the house. And then on the rightmost, you see solar panels as well as solar water heater. Then coming to the kitchen waste management, you see on the leftmost, you see the picture where the kitchen waste is recycled and we use the recycled product as a manure. Then on the next picture, you see the vegetable garden. We are growing some organic vegetables. The next picture is a papaya tree in the house. So there are a lot of these which we dispose the seeds in and around the house and in the streets. And very easily papaya trees come up. So this is one of the thing I wanted to share. Then on the rightmost side, you see a bird nest. We have more than about 20 of these nests. So it reflects the live and let live kind of thought process. Then eating plant-based diet, which is locally produced and unprocessed. Largely, we follow this. Then in the next middle slide, you see a minimalism, leading a minimalistic life. That is buying products only if they're required, really required. Then on the rightmost, you see the EV and the hydrogen powered vehicles which are coming up. I'm yet to make a decision on that. We'll be buying that very soon. So that these are all the little things that we are doing on the home front to help the environment and biodiversity. Coming back to, so we just saw in the Modiji's talk that one has to at individual level make progress on leading an environmentally friendly lifestyle, which I've shown some examples. Then the other most important aspect, especially for climate change, is we need mass movements. This is at a stage where we would have already passed the tipping point. So we need mass action to mitigate this issue. So that should happen at the societal level. So I'll just share a video. This is actually last year's opening remarks of mine, which talks about mass action.
Every major happening in the world, good or bad, has its roots in the thoughts of a concentrated mind. So as an example, a single thought, a single negative thought in the mind of a person like Osama bin Laden has led to mass destruction and creation of fear in the minds of millions. On the positive side, a single thought in the mind of a noble heart, like Anna Hazare has led to a movement involving crores of Indians, the movement of anti-corruption, and it also led to a creation of a new political party. So how did a thought translate into such great action? How did it result in a mission? How did it result in a movement? So the intensity of the thought combined with the influence on the other minds, a systematic training, a systematic motivation, a connection established with the other minds has resulted in such movements. Climate change, it is the result of such a systematic training of the minds over the last century to focus on what is only external, focus on one's own personal ambitions rather than inward development, has resulted in greed, hatred, and other negativities. And this is what we are facing today. And we have to break this. We need intense positive leaders to bring about this change. So this webinar, conceived by Council for Green Revolution and supported by NGOs, eminent intellectuals who are speakers, and attended by empathetic citizens of Mother Earth, has the potential for great action. Spiritual awakening and good health only can create such earth leaders who are driven by positivity, who will have all the positive qualities and perseverance and the strength to take this movement forward.
Yeah, to summarize what has been just said, we need many positive-minded, selfless, pure, empathetic, intense, influential minds, influential leaders to achieve a solution to climate change. Because we need a mass action. It's individual action is not enough at this stage. So spiritual development is the path to achieve this transformation. We have perfect examples of spirituality leading to benevolence of the mankind and environment. We have seen modern examples like Sadhguru, Dr. Kadarwali, who is going to speak in some time, Acharya Mohan Gupta ji, and several other spiritual leaders who have been able to impact the lives of thousands, leading to social initiatives that we have been hearing, like Kaveri Calling or Save Soil or Medicine Free Life, and so on and so forth, for the betterment of environment and mankind. Just to recall, spirituality was an integral part, the core of Bharat's education system. And I believe that it's going to come back. The time has come. At this juncture, I would like to share what I have adopted as my spiritual path, again for the benefit of some of the youth members who've joined. I'll show some slides here. Srikanth, you can see the slide, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, thanks. So my idea, this is my perception. So my perception of good health is a combination of spiritual, mental, and physical well-being. Spiritual being what one feels every moment, mental being the thought process, and the physical being the bodily functions. So my core objective for this life is good health, to achieve good health, so that the full potential of mine is realized. And how am I achieving it is through techniques of Vipassana, meditation, natural lifestyle, rest to the mind, body, that is which is achieved through sleep, and then prayer, social service, and right actions being performed during the day. So these are all the different things that I've adopted. And in the last 1 year, after the last COP event, what I have done at my level for spiritual progress is attended one Satipatthana, which is an advanced Vipassana course. Attended several one-day Vipassana courses, kept up the practice of daily sittings. And in my new home, we are doing one-day camps every month of Vipassana as well as natural lifestyle. And 9 days, 9 NLS Navratri fasting under the guidance of Acharya and Poojaji has been done for twice in the last 1 year, which helped hundreds of people coming out of their medicines and engaged in other social service activities of Dharma Seva. So you see that this is something that has made my mind more pure and be able to become more empathetic, to serve better, just by being healthy. Okay, so this is what I'm trying to convey, that spirituality is the answer for the problem that we are looking at and many other social issues. So apart from this, I would like to quickly highlight the service activities, what we have done in the past. Like Dharma Seva has done more than 1 lakh plantations, sapling plantations over the last few years. And this is a picture of the introductory natural lifestyle camp at my new house. And then the most important thing is about Dhira, the initiative that has been initiated along with the Telangana State Legal Service Authority, Govardhan Reddy sir's leadership, and then State Council of Higher Education, Professor Limbasri sir's leadership, the Police Department, Excise Department, and partner civil society organizations and the media. So what is it all about? So how do we empower the youth? Is precisely what we have just talked about. The various techniques of spiritual development is what we are going to adopt for the youth. And apart from that, social service is something which we want to make it a part of their activity. So education in true sense is what we are looking at by all this. And also apart from this, imparting them some basic life skills like cooking and growing their own vegetables and other things, and protection skills like protecting themselves from cyber crimes or women crimes or drug abuse. So these are all the things that we have planned. The next steps being taken as early as next month under the leadership of Legal Service Authority and State Council. We are going to form committees in all educational institutions and give them the knowledge of Vipassana, natural lifestyle, yoga, strength training, and so on and so forth, and social service. And all this, how are we going to achieve it? We are developing a mobile app which is going to do that job of connecting all the stakeholders and sustain this program. So the way forward for this is my appeal to all the youth members who are logged in to request them to become the primary stakeholders in the youth transformation. And once the youth is empowered, the solution to all these problems that we are facing in society are imminent. And I would like to introduce our Chief Justice for this event, Sir, Honorable Member Secretary of Telangana State Legal Services Authority, Shri S. Govardhan Reddy sir. Sir is born on 2nd March 1966 to Srimati Pushpama and Shri S. Narasimha Reddy garu in Godavelli village in an agricultural family. He had primary education in Godavelli School and then in Boys High School at Medchil up to 10th class. And he had intermediate education in Medchil Junior College, obtained graduation degree from Osmania University, and subsequently pursued LLB and obtained graduation from Osmania University in 1993. Thereafter, he did masters in law from Osmania University. He practiced as an advocate in Secunderabad and Hyderabad courts from 94 to 2003. In 2003, he was appointed as district and sessions judge through direct recruitment. He worked as district and sessions judge in Karimnagar district from 2003 to 2007 in Warangal district, from 2007 to 10 in Medak district, from 10 to 13 in Bodhan, and 13 to 16 in Bodhan. He is the first chairman of Telangana State Waqf Tribunal from 2016 to 2019. He worked as principal ACB judge, that is Anti-Corruption Bureau judge, for a short period, and now he's working as a member secretary for the Telangana State Legal Service Authority, Hyderabad. So apart from this, I had several rounds of interactions with him. I personally feel he's a thorough gentleman, and he is encouraging civil society organizations like us, and he's very concerned about the problem of drug abuse, and now he's readily is accepted the invitation to be the chief guest for this event on climate change. Sir, I request you to kindly take over and give your lecture. Please, sir.
Thank you, Nishant Garu, for your good words. Anyhow, I must thank Mr. Nishant Reddy, Managing Trust Dharma Seva, and very good afternoon to all the participants, respected participants. So I am shown as an expert speaker, but in fact I am not an expert speaker in this subject. Somehow I gather some information about this spirituality, health, and climate change. As a human beings, we should get along with the nature, that we all should know. But anyhow, what is the spirituality which deals with the understanding the nature of the soul and one's journey back to identifying with the soul and experiencing it as one's true nature? Then the spirituality is the extensive science about how to be blissful. That is the main object of being a spiritual person. So next is humanity has developed with the help of nature, and nature cannot be separated from our needs. Whatever we have today is because of nature, but over a period of time, human beings have exploited the nature. As a result, very often we are experiencing wild storms, erratic rains, floods, droughts, which leads to various diseases to the humanity. It also causes food shortage, and other requirements of the human beings. Humans must have living relationship with nature. That's what I feel. So we have to take nature along with us, and it cannot be ignored. If we neglect the preservation of the nature, humans have to face unimaginable damage. We all know that even insects have family, and we need to respect that. But the great family called mankind has lost respect for nature that sustains the nature. The reasons for pollution and environment damage is because of global warming, CO2 emissions arising on the highest rate. I have searched about what is the health and climate change and what is the spirituality. I gathered some information through newspapers and other magazines. So I feel this information may be relevant for this session. What it says is, large extent of forests are being cleared for timber, cattle, and cultivation. According to the research conducted by the scientists, 10,000 years ago, 6 billion hectares of the world was forest. Today it is just 1 billion hectares. 1/3 of the world's forests cover an area twice the size of USA, has been wiped out mainly by the human. Damaging forest is catastrophic effects on the planet, and it causes clearing species essential to keeping the food chain intact to become extinct and cause new and renewed diseases. Rising human population and consumption levels from the 1950s have accelerated the rise of average temperature. More heat energy in the atmosphere is igniting frequent and extreme weather events. Rising temperatures are melting ice-covered regions and glaciers, and heat is expanding towards seawater. Sea levels rise slowly and dangerously. And some countries are experiencing this sea level rising. Natural disasters occur almost every day in India. This year, this is also I collected from some magazine. This year, 242 of the 273 days between January 1 and September 30th. That means almost every day we are experiencing some natural calamity. An environmental study says that 48% of the world's birds are declining because of loss of natural habitats. Climate change currently threatens the existence of 10,967 species named in this is authenticated information, I believe, named in the IUCN Red List of Threatened Species. Scientists who studied animal extinction patterns in 4 continents estimate that more than 1 million species will vanish by 2050. Species that have gone extinct are performing their unique function, and we are now left filling those gaps. And I feel that those gaps cannot be filled by humans. At the same time, agriculture is also responsible for 11% of global greenhouse gas emissions due to fertilizer use and the cutting down of tropical forests to grow crops and resilience. According to NASA, sea levels have risen by 8 inches since 1900. 8 inches does not seem a lot until you calculate that the total ocean surface is about 361 million square kilometers. Cyclone rose in numbers and ferocity, and India and our neighbor countries like Bangladesh, Pakistan have also experienced these cyclones. And due to these cyclones, India suffered 14 billion worth of property damage. Between 2010 and 2019, an average of 23.1 million people were displaced because of these cyclones, floods, drought, whatever. This figure is given by the central government, is internal displacement centers. In spite of the government of India ban on single-use plastic, India generates about 25,000 tons of plastic waste every day, which 40% is uncollected. Implementation of the ban is the responsibility of the states, and it is also responsible of every citizen. Government cannot do each and every thing to protect nature, but it's the responsibility of every citizen of this planet. Not only one country is doing, another country is not doing. It's not like that. Every citizen has a duty to protect our nature and environment. It's not that Nishant Reddy is doing within these limits in his house, but everybody should do. It's a collective responsibility, it's the responsibility of the society. every day we see so many things happening around us. Generally, they're just bothered. In fact, every day when I come to office to tank one, sometimes in case of that GFMC workers, little bit delay in cleaning and removing the garbage, wastage, tea cups, plates. People throw like anything on this on tank one. If one day it is not cleared, next day you can't go to that area. So much of wastage people throw like anything. So generally, they don't use dustbins provided in that area. So that everyone should cultivate the habit of throwing dust in the dustbin only, or wastage in the dustbin only. This is the minimum things we can do to keep our environment clean and neat. Everyone do that, but sometimes we feel sorry for the affairs, and I think people should think how to keep the environment. And I feel these 2 years, 2020 and 21, this Corona pandemic period has taught a lot. Us, they are same speed to forget the same immediately. Now everybody has forgotten, I think. So anyhow, this is very relevant at this stage, and it's reflected by the Nishant Reddy is very useful. And we need to enlighten people how to get along with the nature, how to protect our nature. And in fact, recently we have seen that the Telangana state has forest area in Telangana area has been increased. So the minimum 34% should be there as per our Telangana state area is. We are 23 or 24%. We are increasing the green cover area. Maybe this could be possible with the plantation of many plants, trees by the government, NGOs, individuals, and everyone. Government has initiated the Haram program and about 2014 or 15. Now we are getting the results. In such manner or way, not only Telangana, but all states should take it as a challenge, and we should increase the green area, forest area, plantations, trees. Otherwise, it's very difficult, and some states are also experiencing landslides. We are seeing that at least in rainy seasons in some states, maybe because of cutting the trees without any help. So anyhow, this session is good and it should be taken along with other public stakeholders and expert speakers are there. I'm not an expert because my profession is something different, but whatever I have gathered information to share with you, and I'm very thankful for Nishant and Dharma Seva, and I also thankful for all the participants. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for your insightful and very humble speech. But there's a lot of depth in what you said. And I must also mention to all the other speakers and participants that Sir has been the guiding path for a major initiative that we are trying to bring in for youth empowerment. He's been very supportive. And as I said, as early as next month, we're going to form committees in all colleges. So under his leadership, and in a very short period that we have been engaged, he has been extremely supportive on all these initiatives. And sir, as you mentioned, plantations, awareness on keeping environment clean, and teaching the responsibilities and duties to the youth members is very much possible once we initiate on our program in a full-fledged manner. Thank you, sir. Thank you once again. And I request if you can kindly spare time as much as possible to hear the other expert speakers, sir.
I will, okay, but
As much as possible. Yeah. Okay. So now we'll move on to the next speaker. So Acharya Mohan Gupta ji and Pooja Bansal ji from Natural Lifestyle. They are my gurus in the area of natural lifestyle. A couple of years back, I myself had some issues, health issues, for which I had consulted various doctors, and it was some digestive issues. So finally, by God's grace, I came in contact with their organization, and within one natural lifestyle camp, I was relieved with all those issues. And since then, I've been following natural lifestyle. Not only that, under his blessings and guidance, I'm helping a lot of people here in state of Telangana. And as I said, we are going to take natural lifestyle to the all the colleges. So Acharya ji and Pooja ji have helped thousands and thousands of people like me, and they have their own channel, YouTube channel, through which their videos, their viewership in lakhs, followers in lakhs, and they have followers in other countries as well. And post-COVID, their services have strengthened further, and many people are taking to natural lifestyle as opposed to medicines, because their fundamental approach to health is to let go of medicines, because the body has a healing power. So why do we need medicines? Do other animals take medicines? No. So this is a wonderful, wonderful concept. So I request Acharya Mohan Gupta ji and Pooja Bansal ji to take over. Please.
Jai Ma Prakriti. Thank you, Nishan ji. First of all, I would like to acknowledge our honorary chief guest of this program, Shri S. Govardhan Reddy ji, Honorable Member Secretary of High Court Telangana, Shri Vijay Sen Reddy ji, Honorable Justice, and our other speakers of the Shri Linga Murthy ji, Shri Prabhakar Reddy ji, Srimati Jayalekha ji, Shri Ravindra ji, Shri Kadarwali ji, and last but not least, Nishant Reddy ji, founder of Dharma Seva, to give us opportunity to talk on the subject. Thank you so much. A little brief introduction of our organization is Natural Lifestyle is a registered public charitable trust. We have been considering a movement, Swasthya Bachao Abhiyan. Since 1930, our first guru, Acharya K. Lakshman Sharma ji, is known as father of naturopathy in India. And his foremost disciple, Brahmalin Acharya Sheshadri Swaminathan ji, is known as Bhishma Pitama of naturopathy in India. From last 22 years, this movement is led by Acharya Shri Mohan Gupta ji. And under his guidance and supervisions, me, myself, and our whole team, including Nishanji, Telangana team, Ankita ji, and many of our volunteers running this movement from their heart. Now, our organization, our services are honored by Government of India, Government of Delhi, Ayush Mantralaya, and many other authorities as well. Now, I would like to hand over mic to Acharya ji to continue the subject of the day. Thank you.
माँ प्रकृति के उन सभी संतानों को जो माँ प्रकृति के रहस्य को जानकर रोग रूपी दरिद्रता को उतार फेंककर स्वास्थ्य के सम्राट बनना चाहते हैं, मैं प्रणाम करता हूं। आइए टुडेज सब्जेक्ट
Thanks. Spirituality, health, and climate change.
तो जब हम इन तीनों को मिला के क्लाइमेट चेंज स्पिरिचुअलिटी के द्वारा और हेल्थ के द्वारा कैसे कर सकते हैं, मेरा जो सब्जेक्ट है वो है हेल्थ। तो हम हेल्थ को फोकस करके क्लाइमेट चेंज में कैसे योगदान डाल सकते हैं, कैसे वैल्यू ऐड कर सकते हैं, आज हम इसके ऊपर बात करते हैं। When we think about, usually, when we think about climate change, we always bring up the green revolution. We always talk about green revolution, global warming, ozone layer radiation, pollution, but we never think about health. We never think that health is concerned, health is connected to climate change. जी, तो जब हम ग्लोबल वार्मिंग की बात करते हैं, क्लाइमेट चेंज की बात करते हैं, तो उसके साथ हम हेल्थ को कैसे रिलेट कर सकते हैं, और जब हम हेल्थ की बात करते हैं तो लोग उसको कैसे सोचते हैं।
Whenever we talk about climate change, what do people think? Usually they say, climate change, this is not my cup of tea. What can I do for climate change?
क्लाइमेट चेंज के लिए मैं तो कुछ नहीं कर सकता, ये तो गवर्नमेंट का काम है, ये तो अथॉरिटीज का काम है। एक इंडिविजुअल व्यक्ति, मेरी क्या हैसियत है कि मैं पूरे क्लाइमेट को चेंज करने के लिए कुछ कर सकता हूँ। जनरली लोग ऐसा सोचते हैं।
Because there are very few people like Nishant Reddy ji and his team who are working for the climate change.
ऐसे लोग तो हमें बहुत ज्यादा नहीं मिल सकते। पूरी सोसाइटी में कुछ परसेंट ही लोग होंगे जो इतना गहराई से सोचते होंगे कि मैं भी कुछ कर सकता हूँ। लेकिन हमने जब तक पूरी सोसाइटी को इसके अंदर हम अलाइन नहीं करेंगे, इन्वॉल्व नहीं करेंगे, तब तक हम क्लाइमेट को चेंज नहीं कर सकते। तो पूरी सोसाइटी को हम कैसे इन्वॉल्व कर सकते हैं?
So we will have to align the whole world in this. But how will it be possible? I have few questions to you, all our participants, all our listeners. I want to ask, are you fed up with medicines, with your diseases, with your regular diseases? Are you fed up with lot of medicines and unnecessary surgeries? Do you know the unnecessary surgeries which we are doing nowadays? Would you like to see your blood pressure, your diabetes, thyroid, uric acid, and other tests return to normal within a week? Do you want to live a healthy life without the fear of any future diseases? The chronic diseases for which we are taking medicines nowadays are there on your screen. You can see many of you are taking medicines for these. Do you want to avoid unnecessary surgeries?
Please, my technical head, show unnecessary surgeries. Surgeries which we are doing nowadays: sinusitis, tonsillitis, piles, kidney stone, gallbladder stone, angioplast, knee replacement, uterus removal surgery, bariatric surgery, disc prolapse, prostate, appendix, ovarian cyst, cesarean delivery. All these are very, very common surgeries people are doing nowadays. Do you want to free from these surgeries? Do you want to avoid these surgeries? So let's be with us.
आइए, सभी तरह की जो रोजाना की दवाइयां हैं उनसे छुटकारा पाने के लिए, और जो हम सर्जरीज करा रहे हैं एक्सीडेंट को छोड़ के, इमरजेंसी को छोड़ के, अदरवाइज उनसे लाइफ टाइम फ्रीडम पाने के लिए हम इस साइंस को समझते हैं और इसके द्वारा क्लाइमेट चेंज कैसे कर सकते हैं उसके ऊपर हम काम करते हैं। नेचुरल लाइफस्टाइल का एक बेसिक प्रिंसिपल है 5 टाइप्स ऑफ यूनिटी, जिसमें है
Unity of diseases, unity of cause of disease, unity of treatment, unity of health and disease. Unity of health and disease, and unity of food and medicine.
सभी रोग एक हैं, सभी रोगों का कारण एक है, सभी रोगों का इलाज एक है, रोग और स्वास्थ्य एक है, और भोजन और औषधि एक है। इसको हम थोड़ा सा समझ लेते हैं। जब हम ये बात करते हैं कि सभी रोग एक हैं, तो एकदम से हम बात को रिलेट नहीं कर पाते। हमारे शरीर में से गंदगी को, फॉरेन मैटर को, वेस्ट को बाहर निकालने के लिए 4 रास्ते हैं। पेशाब का, यूरिन के द्वारा, किडनी के द्वारा हम वेस्ट को बाहर निकालते हैं। पाखाने का हम लार्ज इंटेस्टाइन के द्वारा बाहर निकालते हैं। पसीने का हम स्किन के द्वारा निकालते हैं, और श्वास का हम लंग्स के द्वारा निकालते हैं। तो 4 रास्तों के द्वारा जब गंदगी बाहर निकलने में असमर्थ हो जाती है, शरीर के अंदर गंदगी रुकना शुरू कर देती है, हम कहते हैं उसी का नाम रोग है। जब हमारा शरीर अंदर से गंदा हो जाता है, उसी का नाम रोग है। जब हम इन्वेस्टिगेशंस कराते हैं, रिपोर्ट्स के अंदर हमें क्या दिखता है? शुगर बढ़ा हुआ है, यूरिक एसिड बढ़ा हुआ है, ट्राइग्लिसराइड्स बढ़ा हुआ है, थायराइड है, रसोली है, फाइब्रॉइड है, सिस्ट है, कैंसर है, हार्ट की आर्टरीज में ब्लॉकेज है, किडनी में स्टोन है, गॉल ब्लैडर में स्टोन है, ओबिसिटी है, लंग्स के अंदर बलगम है, और हमारे स्कल के में डैंड्रफ है, स्किन डिजीज है। तो शरीर के अंदर जितनी भी चीजें जो दिख रही हैं, क्या ये होनी चाहिए? नो। अगर हमारे शरीर के अंदर कुछ ऐसे पदार्थ हैं जांच कराने के बाद जो दिखते हैं और नहीं होने चाहिए, इसका कारण हमारा शरीर अंदर से गंदा है। हम क्लाइमेट चेंज की तो बात करते हैं, बहुत बढ़िया, लेकिन उसके साथ साथ हमें ये भी बात करनी पड़ेगी कि हमारा अंदर का क्लाइमेट कैसा है। यदि हमारे शरीर के अंदर ये सब चीजें हैं, तो हमारा शरीर अंदर से पोल्यूटेड है, चलती फिरती पोल्यूटेड फैक्ट्री है हमारी बॉडी। तो हमारी बॉडी, सभी रोग एक हैं कि हमारा शरीर अंदर से गंदा है। सभी रोगों का कारण एक है, गलत तरह का खान पान, गलत तरह का रहन सहन, गलत तरह का सोच विचार। यदि हम शरीर को अंदर से, सभी रोगों का इलाज एक है, यदि हम शरीर को अंदर से साफ कर देंगे तो हमारे सारे रोग ठीक हो जाएंगे। तो सारे रोगों को ठीक करने के लिए अंदर से हम साफ कैसे कर सकते हैं? हम घर की सफाई करना जानते हैं, हम बाकी सभी चीजों की सफाई करना जानते हैं, शरीर की बाहर से सफाई करना जानते हैं। क्या हम शरीर की अंदर से सफाई करना जानते हैं? क्या हमने शरीर की अंदर की सफाई की तरफ कभी ध्यान दिया है? शरीर की अंदर की सफाई करने के लिए हमने क्या करना है? तो उसके लिए हमें देखना होगा यूनिटी ऑफ फूड एंड मेडिसिन। यूनिटी ऑफ फूड एंड मेडिसिन कहता है योर फूड शुड बी योर मेडिसिन। आपका भोजनालय ही आपका औषधालय होना चाहिए। तो इसी बात को जो हम कहते हैं कि योर फूड शुड बी योर मेडिसिन, आपका भोजन ही ऐसा होना चाहिए जो शरीर को साफ कर दे। जनरली हमारा भोजन ऐसा है जो शरीर को साफ नहीं बल्कि और गंदा कर देता है। तो ऐसा भोजन जो शरीर को साफ कर दे वो कौन सा हो सकता है, और इसके लिए आयुर्वेद क्या कह रहा है यूनिटी ऑफ फूड एंड मेडिसिन को लेकर, जरा इसको देख लेते हैं।
आयुर्वेदा कह रहा है, if your food is wrong, medicine is of no use. If your food is right, medicine is of no need.
अगर आपका भोजन खराब है तो दवाई लेने का कोई फायदा नहीं हो सकता। अगर आपका भोजन ठीक है तो दवाई लेने की कोई जरूरत नहीं है। ये बात कही आयुर्वेद ने, और इसी बात को एलोपैथी के जनक हिप्पोक्रेट्स कैसे बोलते हैं?
हिप्पोक्रेट्स कहते हैं, let food be thy medicine and medicine be thy food.
भोजन को ही औषधि होने दो। अब इसी बात हिप्पोक्रेट्स आगे क्या बोलते हैं?
हिप्पोक्रेट्स कहते हैं, your natural feeling, natural forces within us are the true healers of diseases.
आपको शरीर को ठीक करने की शक्ति आपके शरीर के अंदर है। तो आइए अब हम ये देखते हैं कि एलोपैथी भी यही कह रही है कि योर फूड शुड बी योर मेडिसिन, और आयुर्वेद भी ये कह रहा है योर फूड शुड बी योर मेडिसिन, और नेचुरोपैथी तो ये कहती है कि योर फूड शुड बी योर मेडिसिन। यदि हम अपने शरीर को अंदर से साफ कर लें भोजन के द्वारा, तो फिर जो पहले हमने पूरी एक बीमारियों की लंबी लिस्ट दिखाई थी, हाई ब्लड प्रेशर, शुगर, ओबिसिटी, नी पेन, आर्थराइटिस, ओस्टियोआर्थराइटिस, एस्थमा, किडनी स्टोन, गॉल ब्लैडर स्टोन, एसिडिटी, गैस्ट्राइटिस, कितना कुछ है देखो। तो इन सारी बीमारियों को ठीक करने के लिए, और जितनी हम सर्जरीज आमतौर पे करा रहे हैं, उन सभी सर्जरी से बचने के लिए कौन सी ऐसी डाइट हम लें और जिससे हमारा ये सब ठीक हो जाए और दवाइयां बंद हो जाएं, रिपोर्ट्स नॉर्मल हो जाएं, और ऑपरेशन डॉक्टर खुद ही बोल दें कि नहीं कराना पड़ेगा, नी रिप्लेसमेंट कराने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी। उसके लिए हमने क्या लाइफस्टाइल को फॉलो करना है और उसका हमारा क्या रिलेशन है क्लाइमेट चेंज के साथ, आइए जरा उसको देख लेते हैं। हम अपनी सुबह से किस तरीके से हम अपने फूड को लेंगे ताकि हम स्वस्थ हो जाएं और हमारा शरीर अंदर से पोल्यूशन फ्री हो जाए। जी
लेट्स स्टार्ट विद द डाइट। सबसे पहले आज हम आपको सिर्फ एक छोटा सा डाइट प्लान, चेंज योर ब्रेकफास्ट देंगे, जिसमें हम आपको स्टार्ट करेंगे अपने दिन को एशगार्ड जूस। एशगार्ड जूस इज ऑल्सो नोन एज विंटर मेलन। ये जूस, ये पेठा, ये एशगार्ड जो कि बहुत इजीली अवेलेबल होता है, वी हैव टू पील ऑफ इट। इसके सीड्स हमें निकालने हैं और जूसर और मिक्सर में इसका जूस तैयार करना है, जैसा आप स्क्रीन पर देख रहे हैं। वी हैव टू टेक 1 glass ऑफ जूस विदाउट एनी सॉल्ट, विदाउट एनी लेमन एडिंग इन इट। जैसा जूस हमारे लिए तैयार होगा, 1 glass जूस हमने सुबह सुबह खाली पेट 8 बजे के आसपास हमने ये लेना है, एम्प्टी स्टमक। आफ्टर 2 hours of juice, अगर ये आपको अवेलेबल ना हो, you can have coconut water or any seasonal vegetable juice. Seasonal vegetable juice can be cucumber and tomato juice, bottle gourd and tomato juice, or bathua tomato or spinach tomato juice. Any one of these you can have in the morning by 8 a.m. or empty stomach. After the 2 hours of having juice, you can have full plate of salads. Full plate of seasonal fruits. In North India, in Delhi, we have kinnu, orange, guava, sharifa, that is custard apple, papaya, pomegranate, any of seasonal fruit in your local area, which is available easily. You can have full plate of fruit at that time by 10 a.m. After having fruits, after 2 hours of having fruits, you can have full plate of salads. NLS salad is very, very delicious and tasty. You can have seasonal vegetables in this salad. That is in North India, that is radish, carrot, cauliflower, capsicum, turnip, beetroot, spinach, coriander leaves, these any one of any two or three from above. Which do you like? And the most important and essential things are coconut, grated coconut scrapings, tomatoes, and coriander leaves. These three things are amended, and others are optional. Which do you like? And prepare the salad whole plate. Kindly do not add any type of salt, any type of kali mirch and like this, black chili. कुछ भी इसमें add ना करें, and prepare the salad like this, which we are showing you in a big plate. Have around 400 or 500 grams salad every day around 12 p.m. 12 बजे तक till 12. You have to follow this. After having this much of salad, whenever you feel hunger, you can have your normal lunch or normal dinner at night. Which do you like or which do you prefer according to your health? This is the very, very short plan which we call magical diet plan. इसको लेने के बाद what will happen? You will see that your blood pressure level, your diabetes level will be reduced from before. पहले से वो reduce होने लग जाएगा.
जब आप 12 बजे तक ये ले लेंगे, इसके साथ साथ सुबह के टाइम में आप प्राणायाम कर लेंगे. तो इसमें एनएलएस प्राणायाम कर सकते हैं, आप मेडिटेशन कर सकते हैं, और साथ साथ हम सुबह सुबह सन बाथ कर लेंगे. तो इस तरीके से 12 बजे तक की ये डाइट, इसमें हमने फ्रूट दिया, एक ड्रिंक दिया और एक सैलेड दिया, और प्राणायाम आप ऐड करेंगे और सन बाथ ऐड करेंगे, और 30 मिनट्स ब्रिस्क वॉक, लगभग आधा घंटा ब्रिस्क वॉक. यदि आप ये सारे काम कर लेंगे तो आप क्या देखने वाले हैं कि आपका विद इन अ वीक आपको डायबिटीज की दवाइयों की डोज कम करनी पड़ेगी, ब्लड प्रेशर की दवाइयों की डोज कम करनी पड़ेगी, हो सकता है बंद ही करनी पड़े. आपकी रिपोर्ट्स नॉर्मल शुरू हो जाएंगी होनी, आपका एनर्जी लेवल बढ़ जाएगा, आपका थायराइड लेवल नॉर्मल होना शुरू हो जाएगा, सभी तरह की बीमारियों में आपको राहत महसूस होने लग जाएगी. अगर हार्ट की ब्लॉकेज है उसके अंदर आपको रिलीफ होना शुरू हो जाएगा, श्वास अच्छे से आना शुरू हो जाएगा. सभी तरह के रोगों के अंदर आपको जबरदस्त फायदा होने वाला है. अभी हमने आपको सिर्फ ये 12 बजे तक का रूटीन दिया है, और इसी से आपको मरेकुलस रिजल्ट्स मिलने वाले हैं. तो हाँ जी,
बायो प्रोडक्ट.
इसके बाद हाँ जी, बायो प्रोडक्ट्स क्या होगा? जैसा अन्न वैसा मन. तो जब हम इस तरीके का भोजन लेना शुरू करेंगे, ये आपके माइंड को चेंज करेगा. हम जो भी खाते हैं वो आता कहाँ से है? हमारी माइंड से आता है. जैसे ही हमारा माइंड चेंज होगा तो अल्टीमेटली रिजल्ट्स कैसे मिलने शुरू हो जाएंगे.
जी होगा क्या? अल्टीमेटली द पीपल हु विल टेक दिस टाइप ऑफ डाइट विल हैव टू लीव नॉन-वेज, क्योंकि उनका माइंड चेंज हो जाएगा. They will be diverted from wine, beer, smoking, industrial food. People will follow plant-based diet. Water consumption will be reduced. The use of ACs will be reduced after following this diet. Automatically, our planet will be free from environmental problems like global warming, radiation, pollution, and harmful gas emissions.
What is more important? Pollution inside the body or pollution outside the body? तो जब हम इनसाइड बॉडी के इनसाइड का पोल्यूशन ठीक कर लेंगे तो आउटसाइड का पोल्यूशन अपने आप ही ठीक हो जाएगा. मेन प्रॉब्लम कहां पर है? There was no pollution on the planet. प्लैनेट के ऊपर पोल्यूशन था ही नहीं, पृथ्वी के ऊपर पोल्यूशन था ही नहीं. पोल्यूशन आया कहां से? पोल्यूशन जो आदमी है, मैन है, इसी के लाइफस्टाइल से आया. द मेन प्रॉब्लम इज नॉट क्लाइमेट, इट इज मॉडर्न लाइफस्टाइल. प्रॉब्लम हमारी लाइफस्टाइल है.
And this pollution was caused by non-veg, by smoking and alcohol, fast food, junk food, industrial food, or even through medicines.
On the other side,
On the other hand, people who eat fruits and vegetables are climate friendly and they help to make this planet a beautiful place to live in.
तो कहने का मतलब ये है कि हमारी जितनी भी आबादी है, वर्ल्ड की देख लो, इंडिया की देख लो, 125 करोड़ की हमारी जो आबादी है, यदि ये अंदर से पोल्यूटेड है और यदि इसकी डाइट प्लांट बेस्ड नहीं है, इंडस्ट्रियल फूड है, नॉन वेज है, तो ये सब पोल्यूटेड जनरेटेड फैक्ट्री है ह्यूमन बॉडी। ये खुद ही अंदर से पोल्यूटेड है और पोल्यूशन जनरेट भी करती है और वातावरण को इफेक्ट करती है। यदि हमारी बॉडी अंदर से क्लीन होगी और हमारी डाइट मोस्टली 80%, 70-80% प्लांट बेस्ड होगी, तो हमें ना बीमार होने की जरूरत है और ना ही क्लाइमेट को खराब करने की जरूरत है। यदि हमारी डाइट के अंदर मैक्सिमम फ्रूट्स एंड वेजिटेबल्स होंगे, तो मैक्सिमम लोगों को एग्रीकल्चर की तरफ जाना होगा, फ्रूट्स एंड वेजिटेबल्स उगाने होंगे, पेड़ पौधे उगाने होंगे, तो हमें क्लाइमेट चेंज के अंदर बड़ी जबरदस्त राहत मिल सकती है। जो लोग प्लांट बेस्ड डाइट लेते हैं उनको एसी की उतनी जरूरत नहीं पड़ती। ये हमारा पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंस है, हम पिछले 22 साल से इसको फॉलो कर रहे हैं। हमारे जितने फॉलोअर्स हैं उनको हम देखते हैं, हमें एसी की उतनी जरूरत नहीं पड़ती। हम मटके का पानी पीते हैं, हमें फ्रिज की जरूरत बिल्कुल भी नहीं पड़ती। फ्रिज की हमें फ्रिज की जरूरत से हम फ्री हो जाते हैं। तो जब हम कॉटन क्लोथ्स पहनते हैं, हम सारी चीजों को आधे घंटे की एक टॉक में नहीं खोल सकते, लेकिन बेसिकली फंडा यही है कि अगर हम अपने फूड को चेंज कर लें तो हम क्लाइमेट को चेंज कर सकते हैं। यदि हम अपनी हेल्थ को ठीक कर लें, हम पूरे वर्ल्ड की हेल्थ को ठीक कर सकते हैं और हम क्लाइमेट की हेल्थ को भी ठीक कर सकते हैं।
एट लास्ट, आप सभी लोग जो हमें सुन रहे हैं, मैं थैंकफुल हूँ आप सभी के लिए। आप हमें अपनी हेल्थ को अच्छा करने के लिए, आपकी इनर हेल्थ को, आपकी इंटरनल हेल्थ को, आपकी डिजीजेस को दूर करने के लिए, दूर करके हम क्लाइमेट को कैसे बेहतर कर सकते हैं, क्लाइमेट चेंज ला सकते हैं, इसके लिए हमें एक सेवा का मौका दीजिए। हम लोग आपके साथ 24/7 फ्रीली अवेलेबल है। Our organization is registered public charitable trust. This is our passion, not our profession. You can contact us on our free healthcare number 9870291635. Sorry, this is 5. This is wrong written. This is 5. 9870291635 is our number. You can watch our free online sessions on every Sunday, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Or you can come here at Delhi at our center, Saraswati Vihar, Pitampura, D840 for consultation. We are available, our doctors team is available, our mentors are available here for you. Now, I think we should complete with few words from Acharya ji.
कंप्लीट करने से पहले 3 तरह की रसोई, एक है भगवान की रसोई, दूसरी इंसान की रसोई और तीसरी शैतान की रसोई। जो फल और सब्जियां खेतों में पकती हैं उसको सूर्य भगवान मीठी मीठी आंच पे तपाते हैं, वायु भगवान लोरी दे दे के खिलाते हैं, चंद्रमा औषधियां देता है, जल रस देता है, पृथ्वी खनिज पदार्थ देती है। जो भगवान की रसोई का खाते हैं वो भगवान जैसे हो जाते हैं। भगवान सुंदरवान है, शक्तिवान है, रोगी नहीं होते, दवाई नहीं खाते। दूसरी है इंसान की रसोई, जो इंसान की रसोई को तल के भून के बिगाड़ के बनाता है, वो स्वस्थ है नहीं है, वो हेल्थ नहीं है। घिये की सब्जी के अंदर, लौकी की सब्जी के अंदर सब्जी का स्वाद आना चाहिए। सब्जियों के सूप के अंदर सब्जियों का स्वाद आना चाहिए, मसालों का नहीं। तो वो इंसान की रसोई है, वो भी स्वस्थ रह सकते हैं। तीसरी है शैतान की रसोई, डिब्बा बंद, बोतल बंद, पैकेट बंद, होटलों का, ढाबों का, रेस्टोरेंट्स का खाना, शादियों का खाना, फास्ट फूड, जंक फूड, इंडस्ट्रियल फूड शैतान की रसोई का खाना है। भगवान की रसोई का खाएंगे तो
भगवान हो जाएंगे,
इंसान की रसोई का खाएंगे तो
इंसान हो जाएंगे,
शैतान की रसोई का खाएंगे तो फैसला आपके हाथ। आपका स्वास्थ्य है आपके हाथ, क्लाइमेट का स्वास्थ्य है आपके हाथ। बहुत 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 धन्यवाद. Thank you for giving us opportunity. Thank you, Nishant ji. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, our chief guest. We are complete.
Thank you for providing us wonderful listenings. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Nishanji. Hand over to you.
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आचार्य जी और पूजा जी फॉर योर वेरी यूजफुल इनसाइट. तो अंदर का पोल्यूशन अगर निकाल दिए तो बाहर का पोल्यूशन अपने आप सुधर जाएगा. दैट्स अ वेरी simple but very insightful statement. So we are with you, and I have been following, as I rightly said. आपका जो teachings है बहुत purity के साथ है और ये सब it will spread to all the people, I'm sure, and we are fully with you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now let us proceed to the next speaker, Dr. Kadarwalli ji. I'll briefly introduce you, Dr. Kadarwalli. Dr. Kadarwalli ji is a native of Kadapa district from Andhra Pradesh, working relentlessly in reviving Siridhanya, also known as positive millets, for the last 20 years. He has completed his MS from Regional Institute of Education, Mysuru, and went for his PhD from Indian Institute of Science, Bengaluru. And he married his classmate Usha and pursued a postdoctoral research fellowship in environmental science from Beaverton, Oregon in USA. His research involved deactivating deadly chemical substances as dioxin at a time when food was being rapidly commercialized. After his postdoc, he has worked as a food scientist in the Central Food Technology Research Institute at Mysore. Later, he worked at DuPont in Wilmington in US for 5 years, and later decided to return back to country and strive towards making a healthier society in his own country. And since then, he has been working very hard to revive 5 different types of millets that were fast disappearing. And he also discovered the healing properties present in them could cure even deadly diseases. And he named these 5 millets as Siridhanya. He propounded a method called Kadu Krishi, also known as jungle farming, to make this popular. And he has been treating his patients for their diseases by recommending the consumption of Siridhanya and different plant or tree leaf decoctions. And he is of a firm opinion that paddy, rice, wheat, milk, non-veg, ultimately the eating habits, and genetically modified crops, chemical fertilizers, and other unnatural substances are harmful for the environment and for the people consuming them. So with this, I would like to request Dr. Kadarwalli to take over, sir.
Yes. Thank you. It's been, there are 2-3 aspects that we need to focus upon. I would not take much time. We are trying to connect 3-4 concepts together: climate change, spirituality, health, food. And if possible, I would like to actually connect it to the younger generation. See, most of us think of eating food, health like this. The most important aspect of food is you have to say enough at certain point of time. Otherwise, food becomes poison for you. Even if you eat the best food, the so-called sattvic food, or only vegetables, only fruits, only this, only that, everything. So fundamentally, the spirituality actually comes from saying enough. oh, fruits are good, you cannot go on eating. The earlier speaker said you have to eat some calculated amount, 400 or 500 or something like that. Anything excess leads to imbalance. So fundamentally, God has inherently kept, and we have not been observing this in everything and any aspect of existence. There is what is called enough. So fundamentally, everyone has to be informed and their focus has to be directed from childhood, that we need to involve every conscious being of this planet to this particular point, that we have to say enough. This much is enough for you. And I'll give you an example in biochemical reactions. When you eat something, ultimately the objective is to convert it into glucose, and the glucose has to be burnt in each and every cell to produce carbon dioxide and energy. Now imagine the mitochondria keeps on burning the glucose, and eventually that leads to early old age. When the oxidative stress in a cell increases, it becomes old. So it also has to have a particular quota of doing it. So that's why people who overwork, overdo things tend to become sick and old soon. So everything has to be in a balance. So even if it is the best thing available, without producing any toxic morbid waste. Of course, always good things produce toxic morbid waste. Just producing energy gives you carbon dioxide out, and carbon dioxide, if you don't exhale, you will die. And this is another example. So you cannot say, I want to have more energy and then pump up with the adrenals, this and that. You are building up the oxidative stress. So even doing good works, you got to take rest. You got to slow down. So there is that inherent inbuilt limitation for every process in nature. And that is what is called enough. So if we do not train our brains consciously that this is enough, and that is actually the first step of spirituality. That is the first step of spirituality. And what is this spirituality? Most often we are confusing it with of late present day spiritualities. Go inside, meditate, you have to meet God, you have to get nirvana. All these kinds of things are uploaded into the consciousness of people. And then what? After getting nirvana, after you see God, or what? After you, what next? Including the so-called Buddha, after having got nirvana, he opened his eyes, and then you know what he first said? Let's cook something and eat. So that means he didn't eat for a long time, and he found nirvana. And then after he gets up, see, even the so-called nirvana, finding spirituality has to have something like enough. So it's always a cyclic thing that we need to find. So there is limited things. Even this nirvana has to be limited. You cannot be simply floating in air and say I'm nirvana and that's it. After that, you have to come back. And then eat. So not eating also has to be balanced. So the spirituality is not in the spirits. It is very well rooted in the mundane things. So without being mundane, there is no spirituality. So I'm trying to establish the necessity of the mundane world, materialistic domain, because most of the time the spiritual fellows, including all the spiritual fellows, tend to negate or, oh, these are material things, you have to be about it, this. No, there is nothing like that. You got to have the balance. So the spirituality doesn't mean you going beyond material domain. Even if you go beyond and on, again you have to come back to the material domain. So it is understanding. The focus is saying enough of anything. It doesn't matter whether it is spirituality, food, action, thoughts. Being in balance is the most important thing, is what is called spirituality. So for that, the fundamental first step is to say enough. And if we don't have this ingrained, and it has to be taught to everyone. So I'm trying to communicate to people that this youth has to be taught. And of course, with this Western thought process taking over all the world, we have lost this. And our Sanatana Dharma has been maintaining that we need to have Sarve Jana Sukhino Bhavantu. Why the hell we should have all Sarve Jana Sukhino Bhavantu? No, not necessary. I am spiritually gone and then I am there outside. So why should we bother about Sarve Jana Sukhino Bhavantu? It's because even if you find Nirvana, you got to come back. And then you want to make sure others are also trying to reach in that particular domain, because it is this balance we have to find. So that's how all these so-called spiritually elevated souls have come back and try to again educate, do things. But now what we have done is we have stopped this spiritual processes being into the minds of people. And only after 50 or 60, I have now become old, I will say Ramakrishna, and I will find Nirvana, or I will find Buddhism, I will find Jainism, I will find Brahmakumari, I will go this way, that way. No, that's what has actually been practiced right now. That's because we have not been talking about spirituality from the kids, from the younger generation. And everyone, there is need for being spiritual. And rightly pointed out by the earlier speakers, the food has been actually the main culprit in the last 50 to 100 years, which I have been talking about is industrial food. The food becoming industrial, centrally prepared, centrally processed, centrally produced. All this is because they are commercializing the food, corporatizing the food. And that is the result that all over the world, everyone is eating few items only, like rice, wheat, milk, sugar, and meat products. And it has happened in the name of Green Revolution, White Revolution. Now we are in midst of Pink Revolution, and which these corporates are already with the next color revolution called Blue Revolution. And these revolutions are aided by the so-called scientific I don't want to use the word scientific discoveries, not inventions. So these so-called scientific discoveries in the last 50 to 100 years in the realm of physical sciences as well as so-called biological sciences have been the culprit. And we have hastened the process of producing food in large quantities, and we cannot create food, even if it is GM food, this food, that food. Everything has to be only a transformation of the energy and the resources available on this planet as a whole. So we are only hastening the process of one thing becoming to the other, and hence adulterating, because this micro and macro balances are disturbed when you do one thing in larger numbers or larger quantities. We don't need food in such large quantities, and that is the problem. So because we have lost saying enough. And that's the reason why I said everyone has to be taught from the school days, enough for me. So when you start saying enough, only then things fall in place. So if we do not teach young people saying enough, then comes the question of wrong food, right food, sick, being sick, all diseases, all that. Then we are talking how to cure the diseases, how to do this, how to do that. So in first place, the whole humanity has lost touch with the basic concept of spirituality, and that is saying enough. So it is my fundamental belief, deep felt belief, both emotionally, spiritually, and logically and scientifically. That human race, unless embarks upon this huge project of educating the future generations, that is, of course, youth. So spirituality is not meant for only the white-haired fellows or 60 years or 70 years or restricted to some ashramas and then kind of cult following or kind of religious, Hindu religion, Tamil religion, Telugu religion, Christian religion. All these divisions do not get us anywhere. So the essence of spirituality is saying enough, because we are part of nature. We are very small nuts and bolts of this nature, and we need to be acting as one, and that only, not beyond that. And so again here, to say enough is very, very important. So this is my concept of spirituality, because at the end of all spiritual journeys, everyone has to come back to this planet. Everyone has to come back to this mundane world, material domain. And of course, spirituality is non-material domain. It is the existence of non-material domain in transcribing into material domain. So in this transcription, translation, and conversions, we are creating toxic, morbid waste, because we have not been applying this fundamental principle of spirituality. So it's a lack of spirituality has caused the problems of identifying wrong food or preparing food in a wrong procedures, which has created macro imbalance on this planet Earth. Like the food choices we have made, rice, wheat, meat, sugar, all these things in an exorbitant way consume water and soil in large quantities. And we are consuming, see, when we consume rice, we are not consuming rice. We are consuming 8,000 liters of water to prepare 1 kilo of rice. And so much soil becoming toxic because to produce that much rice. So we need to understand this inner, deeper transformation and transitions, and breaking the water cycle, breaking the soil cycle, breaking the reverse flow, building dams. So all these are involved. If we do not understand all these processes causing micro balance and macro balance into imbalances. And these macro and micro imbalances are the ones translating into microbial imbalance in our tummies, glucose imbalance in our blood, hormonal imbalance in the total system. And these three imbalances have been the cause of our diseases in the last 100 years. And so the least amount of utilization of the plant or earth resources should be the means and methods of producing our food. So what is the least, even beyond fruits and vegetables, beyond vegetables is the most and the least consuming processes is the millets. The millets consume the least amount of earth's resources. The soil, even if it is completely barren, we can produce millets. Even if we have no rains, almost 1 or 2 rains, and just water content in the atmosphere is good enough to produce kodo millet or barnyard millet or little millet. So it is saying enough as a whole human race, choosing the right food. And once we eat this food, the imbalances that we have created in the human race, in form of cancer, in form of diabetes, in form of all these things. So beyond even vegetables, beyond even fruits, the least consuming is this millet food. So once you get into the millets, we have been able to show empirically thousands and thousands of people getting well with the use of this. So the balance that we have created, macro imbalance because of growing rice, wheat, sugar cane, milk, and meat, can be balanced just in a matter of, according to my calculation, theoretical calculation, in 2.5 years. All the disturbances they have created. So it is the spiritual fundamental first step that has the resourceful solution of the problem of climate change that is actually threatening the existence of future generations on this planet. Sadly, it's not just the human race that is being wiped out. We have already wiped out 68% of fauna and flora on this planet, including the oceans. So high time we fundamentally focus this issue and start communicating to the younger generations, because these are all white-haired fellows sitting, climate change, seminars, webinars, do not get us anywhere. So we need to actually fundamentally exercise our energies to direct the attention and focus of the younger generations in this domain, in this direction, to make it into an action plan. Because spirituality always is not sitting and meditating. It has to, the thoughts have to be converted into action. As I have always been mentioning, the non-spiritual material domain is very important. And that non-spiritual material domain is the platform for action. And the thoughts, spirituality, other domain of non-materialistic has to find itself transcribed into this material domain through our actions. So it is the balance of this thought and action, and many dimensions put together. So it's not working in one department, one compartment, one apartment. These are all things the way we have been learning in the last 50, 60 years based on this factory food corporate culture. Our thoughts have been divided, our actions have been divided. So a cogent, synchronized, symbiotic actions have to be developed, and we all need to focus our energies. How do we develop, including curricular activities, such that we translate these thought processes, which are highly spiritual, highly thought-provoking, and highly action-oriented. So it's all in together as a holistic thing we need to think about. And I hope I have another 3 or 4 minutes to my credit right now. So I would like to end up my session. I have not gone into details of as to how to do it, what to do it, how not to do it. That may require a longer session. And it is actually for the august audience that I have been trying to communicate that the thought processes have to be amalgamated, synthesized, synchronized, and then we need to take a collective action so that we all can be of benefit for the future younger generations. Thank you. Thank you very much for providing me this opportunity. So healing people is a small issue here. It is healing the planet, healing the dented spirituality of the present day modern human living. That is the higher goal of this webinar. And I have been trying to communicate both content and the thought and procedural ways that to be enacted in the coming future days. Thank you very much. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, Dr. Kadavalli garu, for your explanation of spirituality in very simple terms. You've talked that saying enough and keeping a balance, and then restoring the balance that has been disturbed, and taking the message to the youth in masses is the simple way of addressing this issue of climate change, and not only climate change, many other issues. So we would love to have you guide us in our programs, which we are planning for the youth. During the earlier conversations, I think you were not, you joined a little late. So Sri Govardhan Reddy who was the chief guest for this session. So he has talked about how we can take this to this issue to the youth, and then come out with solutions. So we would like that you be part of this whole program. It's called DIRA program, where very shortly we're going to form committees in all the education institutions, and through a mobile app be able to deliver the expert guidance to the students. So that is something that is coming up. So
Sir, thank you, sir. And with your permission, I have to take leave of from here because a lot of patients are waiting.
Yes.
And thank you so much again.
Thank you.
Take leave of you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Now, let us proceed to the next lecture. This is actually a recorded talk of Justice Shri B. Vijay Sen Reddy garu, Justice of Telangana High Court. So I'll give a brief introduction of Justice Sir. Honorable Shri Justice B. Vijay Sen Reddy garu, born on 22nd August 1970 in Hyderabad. His father, Justice B. Subhashan Reddy garu, late, was a former Chief Justice of Madras and Kerala High Courts, and was also former chairperson of AP State Human Rights Commission and former Lokayukta for the states of both Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. His grandfather, Shri B. Aga Reddy garu, was a renowned personality and a former examiner of accounts of Jagir administration in the erstwhile Hyderabad state. Justice B. Vijay Sen Reddy garu, when he has passed his LLB from Padmarao Reddy College, Osman University, Hyderabad in '94, enrolled as an advocate in December 1994. He practiced in all branches of law and appeared in the High Court in large number of constitutional, civil, revenue, and criminal matters. He practiced as a private lawyer for more than 25 years and commanded good practice in revenue laws. Land sealing, tenancy, land acquisition laws, other local laws, and also civil and criminal original side, appellate side, and appeared regularly in Hyderabad City and Rangareddy District Civil Revenue Courts. He appeared for several religious, charitable, and social organizations. He has a number of reported cases to his credit. He was elevated as a permanent judge of the High Court of State of Telangana. He delivered lectures on records of rights of comparative study of old and new land acquisition acts. So with this introduction, I would like to play his last year's lecture on this subject, which lasts for about 15 minutes.
Good afternoon to all the youngsters and participants. Environmental protection is a part of our cultural values and traditions. Earth is our paradise and it is our duty to protect our community. The legal framework that we have in India as well as internationally has also come to recognize our duty towards our planet. As a result, now have international summits such as the COP26, which are getting global attention. In India, especially followers of we always have equated nature with God and have ensured that our existence is in harmony with nature's will. The philosophy is designed to inculcate a very strong environmental conscience which strives for a man to coexist with the environment around him and uphold the earth as divine mother, and all living beings are equal offspring. However, in the international environmental law, environmental personhood is a relative trend. Environmental personhood has been studied as a way of protecting nature since at least the 1970s. The Wanganui River in New Zealand is not the only instance of a natural resource being granted legal personhood in New Zealand. Following this decision, High Court of Uttarakhand has also declared River Ganga and River Yamuna, all their tributaries, streams, and every natural water flowing with flow continuously or intermittently of these rivers as legal person and living entities having equal rights. It is an interesting judgment as it discusses man's symbiotic relationship with nature. However, I have to inform all of you this judgment now the subject matter of an appeal before Supreme Court. So I would not like to elaborate much about declaration of these rivers Ganga and Yamuna as living beings. Rivers, mountains, natural resources were treated as deities. Civilizations have prospered on the banks of several rivers according to the history. Even in case of Hyderabad, one of the main reasons for shifting of capital by the then kings from Aurangabad to Hyderabad was existence of Musi River. Tank Bund was constructed to cater water needs of 4 lakh Hyderabad residents. Now it has become a source for sewer, industrial effluents and drainage. Even Musi River in the precincts of Hyderabad is
Sir, it is past.
generation should face in terms of clean declared River Ganga and River Yamuna, all their tributaries, streams, and every natural water flowing with flow continuously or intermittently of these rivers as legal person and living entities having equal rights. It is an interesting judgment as it discusses man's symbiotic relationship with nature. However, I have to inform all of you this judgment now the subject matter of an appeal before Supreme Court. So I would not like to elaborate much about declaration of these rivers Ganga and Yamuna as living beings. Rivers, mountains, natural resources were treated as deities. civilizations have prospered on the banks of several rivers according to the history. Even in case of Hyderabad, one of the main reasons for shifting of capital by the then kings from Aurangabad to Hyderabad was existence of Musi River. Tank Bund was constructed to cater water needs of 4 lakh Hyderabad residents. Now it has become a source for sewer, industrial effluents and drainage. Even Musi River in the precincts of Hyderabad is no more useful for human consumption. One thing which astonishes me is why can't we at least preserve and protect these natural rivers, lakes, and man-made lakes like Hussain Sagar. It is no doubt government machinery is bound to protect environment, provide clean water, air, etc. to citizens by strictly enforcing laws. The duty which citizens have to perform at the same time cannot be disregarded. Citizens should always not be dependent on the government. That is what I would like to emphasize today. We always have to ensure that the future generations have enough forest reserves, landscapes for breathing fresh air and drinking clean water. People concentrate on creating estates for the next generations, unmindful of the fact that they should also have in their mind the challenges the next generation would face in terms of clean environment, water, and natural calamities. Like one has the right to create an estate and assets to be transferred to the next generation. One should also understand they do not have the right to destroy clean environment which the next generation would acquire and have got human and universal right to live in clean, hygienic, and peaceful environment. In case of floods, stagnation of water, waterlogging, awareness has to be created at the ground level to ensure that collection of filth, garbage amongst slums and people residing around lakes and river banks, that the filth, sewerage, etc. that is being generated naturally or through human activities finds its way into the rivers and ultimately into the sea. River Ganga and Brahmaputra, which are the lifelines for almost 400 million Indians, are natural resources which have catered to the needs of generations. If successive governments and public in general are not in a position to protect them, at least let them not destroy them and preserve them in the existing condition. Apart from environmental personhood in international law, there are various principles that have been developed over time to protect interest of environment, which cannot hire a legal counsel and represent itself in courts like human beings. One such principle is the polluter pays principle. The polluter pay principle essentially holds the polluter liable for pollution caused to the environment. In India, polluter pays principle was first time applied and defined in 1996 case of Indian Council of Enviro Legal Action versus Union of India. Justice Dalveer Bhandari determined that reversing the imbalance caused to the ecology is part and parcel of industrial process. Thus, the financial responsibility of taking prevention and controlling measures for pollution caused should rest upon industry which caused pollution. The financial burden cannot be shifted to the shoulders of the government, neither in preventing nor in correcting the trend. While judicial proceedings are largely beginning to protect nature and environment, we are unfortunately at a juncture where climate change is quickly changing the world as we see it today. Just this week, United Nations has a climate change conference where world leaders and climate activists met to discuss the future of our environment and how we should all pledge to protect it and meet the primary aim of accelerating action towards goals of Paris Agreement and UN Framework Convention on Climate Change. While the picture being printed is quite gloomy, it is not too late for all of us to take action and to protect and preserve the environment. India in particular has many laws and judicial precedents to protect nature and uphold its rights as an individual. However, the need of our is enforcing these laws and principles to protect Mother Earth. The younger generations who are very aware and sensitive towards the impending climate crisis have a significant role to play. The youth of today are more innovative than any other generation before and have accelerated connectivity with the fast changing technology. The youth can use these tools to take a stand for environment and to protect nature, which will in turn protect us and our future generations. A lot of conversations around climate change are heavily based on human rights. While the right to a clean environment is a basic human right, one must not forget that preserving ecology is also a basic human duty. Every right has a corresponding duty. Billions are spent on various programs after damage or destruction is caused to the environment. However, there is a necessity to create awareness for prevention and preservation instead of getting activated after the damage and destruction is caused. There are several legislations which protect the environment. Ecological balance has to be maintained to ensure that there is not only enough food and water for human beings, but also for animals and other living beings. There are several statutes which cover these areas like Land Revenue Act, VALTA, and Land Acquisition Act. I am of the opinion if these acts are implemented in true letter and spirit, that would suffice for the present. However, the emphasis is always on creating a larger and wider space and at a higher level. In fact, awareness should be at the lower level. For example, at the grassroots village level. Protection of environment is a basic human duty and should be integral part of every human being. Modernization and advancement in the fields of technology, health infrastructure are always synonymous with the latest state-of-art facilities and huge civil structures, multi-story buildings, massive urbanization, unmindful of the impact on environment. Ultimately, what is forgotten is the quality of life. One has to introspect whether technological advancement has enhanced the quality of life. For every square feet of built-up area, there should be equivalent lung space or green belt created. Our Constitution also gives us the right to clean environment under Article 21 of Indian Constitution and recognizes it as a part of our right to life and personal liberty. This is something everyone is aware of. However, the lesser known fact is that chapter on fundamental duties of Indian Constitution clearly imposes duty on every citizen to protect the environment. Article 51 AG says it shall be duty of every citizen of India to protect and improve the natural environment like forests, lakes, rivers, and wildlife, and to have compassion for living creatures. Therefore, while we have a right to clean environment, we also have the duty to protect the environment around us in our individual capacities. While it is very easy for all of us to say, there is a need for more stringent legislations and actions by our government. It is also important to remember that government policies and spending ultimately rely on public support. So let us all pledge to do our bit towards Mother Nature and protect the ecology and environment we see around us as a gift to our future generations. So with this, I'd like to conclude by congratulating Mr. Nishant for organizing this program. I am sure that the distinguished guests and spiritual leaders, health experts who have come to spare their time and energy would continue to contribute their time and energy in future to not only educate but also create awareness in spirituality, health, and protection of environment. I thank the organizers, especially Mr. Nishant Reddy, for giving me opportunity. And before I conclude, I should also appreciate many of the distinguished guests. I had the opportunity to hear messages of Dr. Kagarwalli, who is very active on the Facebook and on social media, and Acharya Mohan Gupta and Swami Shipikananda from Ramakrishna Math, and Sister Radhika, who have come here and volunteered to spare their valuable time.
So that was Justice Vijay Sen Reddy Garu last year's speech. So there are some very meaningful takeaways from his speech. That's the reason we have recapped that, and also with his kind permission, because he was actually occupied. Otherwise, he would have loved to be on this session. So he has called for a pledge to all the people to take care of, to protect the natural resources that are available. There have been judgments where the natural resources have been given the status of a living being. And he has also called for us to not depend on the government policies, but take action at the individual level and improve our quality of life. And he has also, during the conversation last week with him, he said he's glad to come to the educational institutions and deliver lectures on youth empowerment. So depending on his time availability. So that's very nice to know about that. Thank you, sir. So with this, we'll move to the next lecture. That is from Prabhakar Reddy Adappa Garu. He's a impact certified trainer, founder of Smile Yoga, AI certified yoga instructor and motivational speaker. He's a wellness and life coach and also an entrepreneur. Prabhakar Reddy Garu, please.
Yeah, namaste. 1 second, I will share my PPT presentation. Are you able to watch my PPT, right?
Yes, yes.
So voice also clear, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So no need to introduce myself. Already introduced by Nishant Reddy. Well, okay. Welcome to Dhira Youth Empowerment Program, right? This is.
Yes, yes.
Yes. So first, I would like to thank to our Dhira team for inviting me to speak in this session. Firstly, I would like to express my gratitude towards my parents and gurus from this stage. And next, I would like to convey my best wishes and blessings to our organizers, co-speakers, and participants too. See, today, through this session, I would like to share my opinion and experiences on yoga for better living with a healthy climate. So can we have a 1 minute smile activity? Why means from 1 hour 45 minutes, I think, right? We are on the chair. Is it Nishant Reddy Garu?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, 1 minute smile moving activity. Just moving activity. Can we have?
Sure.
So simple. 1 minute smile moving activity. Okay. Can we stand for a 10-20 seconds first?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, from our chair, sitting from long time, right? Just move your hands. Just move your hands like this. Just move your hands like this. Little bit move your hands, and move your elbow joints. A little bit move your elbow joints. Okay, and move your shoulder joints also. Move your shoulder joints also. Just move your shoulder joints also. Right. Move your legs up and down. Little bit. Move your legs up and down. Little bit. Move your legs up and down a little bit. Move your legs up and down a little bit. Okay. Concentrate on knee joints also. A little bit fold and release, fold and release, fold and release, fold and release. Right. And light vibration, entire body vibration like this. Just vibration, little bit vibration. Entire body vibration, little bit vibrate. Little bit vibrate. Entire body vibrate. Maximum vibration. 20 seconds at least. Maximum vibration. If you stand on vibrator, right? Like that, you need to vibrate. Entire body vibrate. Like that, vibrate. Okay, right. And your right hand up, only right hand up, bend towards left, little bit bend towards left. Your right hand up, little bit bend towards left. Right hand up, little bit bend towards left, opposite side, right? And down, your left hand up, Bend towards opposite side again, right side, bend towards right side. Yes, yes. And move towards left. Twist your upper body, twist towards left, twist towards left. Twistings are always good actually, right, for your spine. Okay, again, opposite side, twist 2 times to left, 2 times to right, left, right, left, right, right. And stretch your hands front and take breathe like this, folding seat. With mouth, breathe, release. Okay, 5 times. Breathe in, chest open maximum, and let breathe out. Right? Yes, maximum. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Right, right. Enough, enough, enough. Clap, clap. Okay, 10 seconds. Clap, maximum, maximum. Clap, clap yourself. Okay, appreciate yourself. Okay, right, right, right. And slowly you can sit again. You can sit again. Maintain the smile, same smile. Okay, entire the session. Maintain the same smile. Right. We'll go ahead again. Okay. All is well, right? All are ready, right? Yes. See, through this session, 4 modules I need to take. I will explain in 4 modules. Why we are here. Okay. Why we are here in this yoga for better living with a healthy climate. Why we are here. And where we are now, in a sense, in the planet, where we are now, what we are doing. Okay. Next, what we are doing now. What we are doing now. Right. What are the solutions for better living with a healthy climate? What are the solutions for better living with a healthy climate? Right. See, what is the purpose of life? Can anyone? What is the purpose of life? See, as per the Dalai Lama, okay, the purpose of our lives is to be happy. Simple, simple. This is very simple. Every common man, every normal man, right? Simple happiness. They need happiness. Is it right or not? Simple happiness. They want to live happy. Same way we are expecting happy, right? Same way we need to give happy to others also, to climate also, whatever. So happy, happy. Same it will come back. If you are giving happy, okay, same it will come back. Right? So the purpose of our life is majorly, mainly, okay, as a common man, happiness. They need happiness. Right. Next, see here, we need to observe one thing. G-O-D, God. This is a common name, common word in every religion. G-O-D, God. If you go for stand for this, right? God, G in the sense generator, O in the sense operator, D in the sense destroyer. Right? I think many of the people knows this, right? See, generator comes from birth, okay, operator contribution, destroyer death. See, these 2 things, birth and death, okay, we don't have choice. It happens whatever, okay, their own way. We don't have choice. Our choice is only contribution, means operation. Under the operation, we have the option only contribution. Means what I'm saying here, what is our contribution? We came here, okay, birth, death, in between, there is a journey, huge journey or short journey, whatever. Some people will say life is short, whatever. So what is our contribution to the society, to the nature? Okay, whatever we are taking freely, right? Birth also free, death also free, nature also free, everything free actually, right? But what is our contribution? We need to think, we need to question this. My contribution in this journey, what is my contribution? If you're not giving a healthy contribution to the society, no problem. But we should not disturb, we should not pollute the society, pollute the nature, right? So that is my point here. So everyone, we need to think about contribution, my contribution. What is my contribution? In a healthy way, I need to plan, I need to design, I need to deliver a contribution before going to death, right? Yes. Next, see, here 3 things are there majorly: health, wealth, relation. Health, wealth, relation. Totally, this is a well-being. Totally, this is a well-being. Any pain or pleasure comes from these 3 things only. You can check. Any pain or pleasure comes from these things only. If you all 3 things are good, that is very good. But if your health is not good, again pain, or if health is good, pleasure. Same wealth also, same relation also. Three things are very, 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 very important. Okay, then only your entire well-being, okay, well-being will come. So we need to concentrate, we need to aware, okay, from day one. Prevention is better than cure. Health, wealth, relation, all three things is required, okay, balanced way. Otherwise, again, it will impact on each. If your health is good, only health is good, if you don't have wealth, again it is going to, your health also going to be spoiled. Same way relations also. That's why well-being, complete well-being, okay, with these three things: health, wealth, relationships. As quick as possible, we need to aware these three things. We need to concentrate on these three things, right? Okay. So again, health and wellness. We are going to discuss this health and wellness. See, 4 pillars of health and wellness are there here. 4 pillars. I am defining here 4 pillars, majorly 4 pillars. What are those? Physical health, mental health, social health, and spiritual health. These are 4 pillars of for your health and wellness. Okay. These 4 things, how we can maintain. Okay, we can discuss furtherly step by step. Okay. Our body and nature are made up of 5 elements. Same, our body is also made up of 5 elements, with made up of 5 elements, and our nature also same, made up of 5 elements. So no difference. We are the nature. Inside we have a nature. Okay, same 5 elements here also is, inside also is there, even outside also is there. We are not awareing that. Okay, we need to aware. Same nature is within us. We are the nature. Okay, right. Next, see that 5 elements are simple. We know earth, water, fire, air, and space. These 5 elements. What happening here? We are polluting. Okay, nowadays we are polluting these 5 elements, inside, outside. Inside health and climate or pollution, outside health and climate or pollution, whatever. If you know about the importance of these 5 elements, okay, within our body, okay, within the nature also, okay, we are not going to be polluted like that. Okay, as well as much as early as we need to aware these 5 elements. We are the made up of 5 elements. Nature also made up of the 5 elements. Inside health, outside health. Okay, inside the climate, outside the climate. Same to same, it will be there. Okay, we need to concentrate. We need to protect all these 5 elements. Then only the climate also little bit. It should be the healthy climate like that. Okay. See, nowadays not only polluting these 5 elements. One more pollution also we are doing now. Content pollution. This is a new one. Most of the people knows. By this also, okay, we are polluting, we are trapping actually. By that also, we are spoiling our health, wealth, whatever the relations. We need to be aware as a wellness coach, as a life coach. Okay, we need to see this one also. I need to explain about this one also. Content pollution. What is this content pollution? By what it is coming? Political, filmy, social media, community, and religious speakers. Okay, see what happening here, right? They have their own agenda, whatever. They have their own personality, whatever. To frame, to increase their personalities, to implement their agendas, they are giving whatever XYZ the activities in all the mediums: political, filmy, social, community, and religious. But we need to aware how much quantity, what we need, that much only we need to take. Otherwise, again, this is a one type of trap as well as one type of pollution also. Nowadays, okay, how much the content pollution is there in the market. We need to be aware. Why means always we are watching XYZ social media. In social media, unknowingly, knowingly, XYZ automatically it is coming. So if you spend that valuable time, what my intention here, the point is valuable. The time is very valuable. You need to invest, okay, your valuable time and money on your physical health, on your mental health, on your social health, on your spiritual health, not unnecessary other things. Okay, you need to spend your valuable time and money only necessary things, on necessary things. Then we can see the good results, good health, right? Yes. Next. Here one thing is there, one celebration, one common celebration, right? one healthy living movement, creating many smiles across the globe, and adopted by majority countries, okay, irrespective of religion, caste, region, and age groups, to lead a healthy lifestyle. See, simply, what is that? Yoga is an invaluable gift from India's ancient tradition, and it is a holistic approach to health and well-being. See, for yoga, see, majority countries nowadays, globally, it is accepted, right? No age group, right? Any age group we can practice, right? Irrespective of caste, irrespective of religion, irrespective of age, whatever, right? That is the power of the yoga, the acceptance of the yoga. But we need to go a little bit depth, okay? By not seeing, okay, it should be practiced daily, then only, okay? The main, see, ahimsa is one of the important principles of yoga philosophy. Ahimsa is one of the important principles of yoga philosophy. And in the terms of climate change, it is a call to action. And taking the action can be a practice that brings to us real joy. Ahimsa, see, the ahimsa is one of the important principles of yoga philosophy. And in the terms of climate change, it is a call to action. And taking the action can be practice that brings to real joy, right? Yes, next. India's Prime Minister says people will have to change their lifestyles and develop harmony with nature if the world is to avoid dangerous levels of climate change. Okay, lifestyle, we need to change our lifestyle, then only the hormone levels, the hormone balance, it will happen in our nature as well as within us. Then only the dangers of the climate change we can avoid. Okay, he recommended yoga as one way of fighting climate change, as it offered people a sense of harmony with self, society, and nature, and could create a social consciousness, right? So he addressed and he mentioned yoga. He recommended yoga as one way of fighting climate change, right? Yes, here one more we can see. Importance of mother, nature, yoga. This is very important. If you understand the importance of the mother, automatically we can understand the nature. We can see as a nature as a mother. Then see, to understand more about the mother and nature, yoga is very useful. In my words, how I will explain. See here, the benefits and advantages. Let me explain this one also. I will go a little bit depth here. Okay, the blood relation versus temporary relations. What is blood relations and what are the temporary relations? See, mother is the blood relation from day one up to the death. Mother is the mother, the blood relation. Same nature also same. Okay, that 5 elements also same. From day one, from breath to, okay, last to same, no change. Mother as well as the nature, both are same to same, right? See, why I mentioned here the temporary relations? See, yoga from day one, why we need to learn yoga, why we need to practice the yoga throughout the life, in a sense, I will explain. See, everything is important other than the yoga also, maybe in the fitness, physical fitness, maybe in the mental fitness, okay, other things also, other forms also very important, but they are very temporary. In the end, the entire thing means entire the span, you can't run, you can't go for athletic, you can't go for the Zumba, you can't go for the XYZ fitness related, okay, for a particular period, particular time only you can do. That is also very important. I will agree. But in yoga, for any age group, from childhood to older age, yoga is very useful. Okay, as you are growing, as you are aware, as you are going insights, okay, you can take more and more benefits from by practicing the yoga. Okay, for other things also is there, in depth other things also is there. Okay, that's why I am saying yoga is very, very important. Okay, to lead our healthy lifestyle, to lead our healthy lifestyle. Okay, I will explain without PPT now. 5 to 10 minutes I will explain without PPT. Sir, you are able to see, right?
Yes, yes.
Yes. See, how we need to practice yoga in a daily lifestyle. Okay, from morning to evening. From morning to evening. See, simple, as much as simple. See, either you go in a group or you create a group. Always do one thing. Either you go in a group or you create a group and you teach yoga or whatever the related, wellness related. Otherwise, it will not happen the practice at your home or individual. That is very high level. If you are very in a disciplined way, then it is possible. Then it is possible. Otherwise, you will not practice and you will lose yourself. Okay, that's why from today onwards, what I am saying, either you join in a group to practice the yoga, to take the benefits yoga, whatever the related. Okay, any form, any community, whatever the related, any community. Otherwise, you will not practice. See, minimum 1 hour, half an hour to minimum 1 hour. Okay, you need to give half an hour physical practices in that Surya Namaskars or warm-ups, whatever. You need to start with warm-ups and then followed with Surya Namaskars and then a few asanas. Okay, and then pranayama, meditation or whatever, XYZ. In that form, you need to go the yoga practice, right? And a little bit diet, whatever our previous speaker says, whatever Kadir Ali sir or whatever the natural related it is there. Okay, you need to follow one diet plan. Okay, as per your body, as per your work mode. Then slowly diet as well as activity. Okay, it will create the harmony balance within you. Then sleep also very, very important. As per this polluted world, sleep minimum 6 to 8 hours sleep also very, very important. Okay, it will impact on you. Okay, you can freshly you can work. It will give the productivity. If you are not sleeping properly, it will not give the productivity. Insomnia or XYZ, it will come, right? That's why minimum half an hour to 1 hour you need to take the yoga practices. Then automatically, okay, sleep will come, deep sleep will come without any activity. Not only yoga, even you can adopt, you can take other forms also, okay, to take your fitness, to maintain your fitness. Okay, otherwise you will not that much results. And you need to check after 40 years, you need to check whatever the deficiencies or whatever the minerals or whatever vitamins within you, you need to check. Otherwise, you don't know. After a few years, okay, weakness or something XYZ, you came to know at that time. If you check right, already deficiency will be there. Why? Means nowadays we are not exposing our body towards the sun. Sun is the main source. See, most of the people are what we are doing, right? Whatever visible gods in the sense, these 5 elements, okay? We are not giving respect to them. We are not utilizing those 5 elements. We are searching for a invisible. Invisible means the name something XYZ, the God. We are searching for that. But we need to give respect, whatever the visible gods, and we need to associate with them. We need to take the more benefit, okay, from them. Why? Means we are made up of 5 elements. We need to recognize that. Then only, okay, then only you can lead a healthy lifestyle. Otherwise, okay, simply doing or searching for XYZ, okay, it is not possible to maintain the healthy lifestyle or maintain the health, right? Okay, by this thing, I am saying one more time, thank you for our organizers, okay, for inviting me. Okay, I'm ending this session in a short way, right? Okay, be healthy, be happy always, right? And share your health, okay, to always, okay, encourage, motivate the youth to participate, okay, from day one. Prevention is better than cure always. Okay, prevention is better than cure always. Okay, don't wait until and then something comes towards us. Okay, that message you please convey to all youth. Okay, thank you. Thank you, sir. Hello, Nishant Reddy garu. Hello.
Yes, there was some issue with the connectivity on my side.
Acha, acha, okay.
Yes, so thank you, Prabhakar garu,
Yes,
for
yes.
talking in detail about yoga and its beneficial effects, and also the 5 elements and how they are impacting the importance of them and how we blend with nature, the importance of sleep, especially which was not touched earlier. You have mentioned that.
And contribution, sir, main contribution towards the society.
Yes. So thank you, Prabhakar garu. Would love to associate and integrate with you for our future programs. We'll move to the next speaker. Jayalekha garu. I'll introduce her. So Jayalekha garu, she is associated with, she's a member of Isha Foundation and has been associated with the Safe Soil Movement. By profession, she's a plant breeder and worked as a lead pearl millet breeder with Bayer since 2000 till 2019, and right now focusing on the volunteering activities of Isha. And she's born in Kerala and brought up here. So, Jayalekha garu, can you take over?
Yeah. Namaskaram.
Namaste.
Namaskaram, everyone. Thank you, Nishant Reddy garu, for this opportunity and the brief introduction. I thank all the previous speakers for their valuable insight into this topic in their own way. I'm here to brief you a little bit on the Safe Soil Movement, which is led by Sadhguru. Sadhguru is the founder of Isha Foundation. But don't mistake this movement, Safe Soil Movement, to be of Isha Foundation's movement. This is a global ecological movement. Only thing is, he's leading it because as a spiritual leader, bringing human consciousness is the major objective, and and also bringing the technology of well-being to the human beings. So he realized that there is a lot known about the soil, but nobody to really act on it. So before we end up in even very disastrous situation, he thought he will take it upon himself. And for that, he took up a 30,000 kilometer bike ride starting from London in March 2022 this year, and ended it on the International Day of Yoga at the Isha Yoga Center. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, please. You're clear. Only thing, the voice is going up and low a little bit. So
One second. I got a disturbance with the call. So just
you're to unmute.
am I audible now?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was telling that, here I will try to, within the time that is allotted to me, I will try to brief you about what this movement is all about and why this movement. And also a brief introduction about Sadhguru. He is the founder of Isha Foundation, which is a global non-profit organization with its centers across the world. It is purely volunteer-run organization. Around 16 million volunteers work for this. you will be really inspired to see what are the events and programs and the objective of this. They are into programs, events, and projects. Okay. We would love to share more details with whoever is interested, maybe after the session also. But right now we'll look at the Save Soil Movement, what it is all about. I'll make this of a presentation here. Venki, can you start this? Yeah, taking care of the taking care of the environment is not an obligation. We all agree, right? Because our environment is our life. So very, very well said by Sadhguru, and why he took up this as a as a cause and wanted to lead it to bring in awareness in the people about the dire condition of the soils right now. I am a postgraduate in agriculture, also studied soil science as my subject, but I was really thinking that I'm a fool because I never knew that it was such a bad condition and we are really neglecting it. The point was, all these things are known by the scientists, a lot of soil scientists know about it, and all these facts that we are going to present in this small PPT are out of the research conducted by international agencies. Everybody knows about it. But somehow this is not being highlighted, nor anywhere getting discussed about what to do to tackle this. So it had to, a spiritual leader like Sadhguru had to take it upon himself and bring it to make people aware about this. So whole objective of this movement initially is to bring in awareness to at least 50% of the global population. That is something between, I think, 3.5 billion we would be, because current population is 7 billion. So the reach the objective was to reach this many people with an intention that once they know about this, the condition of the soil and the need to really urgently take care of it, they will in turn support the governments to bring in the long-term policies which can only bring the revitalization of the soil. Because these things, whatever we do individually for our kitchen garden or in front of our house and all, maybe very little, very beautiful things that we are taking up. But this is a large-scale problem and also a global problem. Unless concerted efforts from the government side as a long-term policies come in, this cannot be really tackled. We will look at some of the soil facts which actually led us, which really surprise you that is it in such a bad shape, you will wonder. Yeah, thank you. Next slide. 52% of the world's agriculture soils are already degraded. And if we don't do anything, if we don't act now, by 2050, 95% will reach, 90% of the soils will reach this condition. And we all know when the soil is degraded and becomes without any organic matter, it cannot hold water. So that leads to flood situations, And one more factor is we have only 60 years of soil left. And already in US, 50% of the topsoil is lost. Next slide. Yeah. So when the soil itself is in such bad condition, you can imagine what it will give, what yields can it give. So if by 2045, if we don't do anything, the food production is going to come down by 40%. And another important impact is it's not only the yield that matters, the quality in terms of the nutrient content or the protein content in the food that we produce is also down because of the degraded soils. Okay, so one major factor this Save Soil movement is trying to bring into the knowledge of people is for sustainable agriculture to happen, the soil organic content, the organic content in the soil should be minimum 3%. 3 to 6% is ideal, we say. But it is really surprising to see nowhere in the world right now we have this average method. And if you see individually the regions, in the EU soils, it is more than 75% of the soils are less than 2%. And our situation is even more grave. Okay, 62% of the Indian soils have less than 0.5% organic matter. In fact, when I was presenting this in one of the agriculture universities where I studied, the soil scientist himself was saying, Amma, idi inta kuda ledu, 0.5% kuda ledu. And they all know about it, but nobody was there to plan something, how to tackle this. Because it's not an issue that any individual can do. It's such a large one. Yes, please, next slide. Next slide, yeah. So how to save soil? It sounds very simple when you see the text. The only way to increase soil organic content is by plant litter and animal waste. And what these studies have told is once the organic content in the soil improves, immediately it's a known fact, isn't it? The yields will improve. And once the yields are improved, the farmers' incomes are going to increase. And one major positive impact of increasing soil organic matter is it will reduce the CO2 in the atmosphere. It will halt the rise in CO2 in the atmosphere. When we talk of climate change and all the conventions, all the meetings that happen, we are talking of emissions, carbon emissions and CO2 in the atmosphere and all that. We are not realizing that the solution is just under our feet. If we take care of the soil, this aspect can be easily managed. Okay. And another indirect impact would be like it will increase water retention capacity, and they've given a figure how many liters can be trapped in that soil. Soil, when it is improved in the organic matter, it improves the water retention capacity, and this would be the amount of water that can be retained. So for all this, the solution is how to increase the soil organic matter. It is only by increasing the vegetation and also maybe bringing back animals to the farmlands. Next slide, please. Yeah, this is an initiative of the Conscious Planet Initiative. And as I mentioned earlier, Sadhguru took up this journey from March 21st to June 21st with an objective to create this awareness among at least 50% of the world population, so that they will urge their governments to bring in the long-term policy. What normally happens is, because political leadership keeps changing in a short duration, isn't it? They normally don't really venture or take the risk of taking up any long-term goals. So unless people ask for it, because we are living in a democracy, we have the right to ask. Unless people ask for it, they will not bring in these policies. So this is the major goal of this Save Soil movement, and the activities or whatever we are doing will not stop unless all the nations bring in these long-term policies which will rejuvenate the soils and also sustain it. Unless we do this, we are doing a crime to the future generation. We are just living, we have lived our lives maybe. 2045 is not very far off. Maybe our children themselves will be affected. We are not talking of very, very long future. So this is a condition in which the soil is. And it is good that at least with this, many of the climate change workshops or the conventions have started talking about the soil. Soil scientists have spoken about it. Sadhguru, during his 100-day journey, he happened to attend COP15, where he made an appeal. I'll just show a small video. It's a few seconds video, in fact, where he makes the appeal. And then, so many things happening around soil now. People are openly talking about soil, and they've understood that, yes, if we tackle this problem, there are so many other things can be sorted out. Next slide. Thank you. Next slide. Yeah, I reduced my presentation thinking the time is short. So I'm gonna go back. Just a few of the internationally renowned scientists, they are talking about soil. They are supporting this. They're in fact partners in this Save Soil movement. Yeah. And the Save Soil movement will be addressing 12 out of the 16 sustainable development goals. Next slide. Yeah, these are the things when we talk of sustainable development goals. Out of that, 12 SDGs are being covered by this initiative. Next slide. Yeah. So this is what if you want to leave a good future for the children, this is what we should take care, and very well said by Sadhguru. Now we will look at a small video where he explains about why this Save Soil movement, what is the condition. Maybe there'll be some repetitions of the soil facts that we have seen as a PPT, but let us watch a small video. It is a 1.5 second video, 1.5 minute video. Venki, you can play that.
what we are facing now is soil extinction. In most countries, more than 50% of the topsoil is already gone. Every responsible scientist in the world is clearly saying by 2045, we will be producing 40% less food and our populations will be 9.2 billion. It is foolish to think that only the poor in the world will be affected. No, it will affect every human being on the planet because civilizations will collapse, civil wars will unfold once there is food shortage. This is not just about us, because we are already using the soil of the unborn child. This is a terrible world that we are envisioning for ourselves and we are creating, but this can be turned around. This is why the Save Soil movement, to bring about a policy change to regenerate soil in 192 democratic nations. As a part of this, I'm 65 and I'm riding 30,000 kilometers to activate support in regenerating soil. From 21st of March for 100 days, the whole world should talk soil. Be a part of this and let us make it happen.
Yeah, that it tells us, gives the message very strongly, isn't it? How important it is to take care of soil. So without an active living system in the soil, this life and also every other life cannot exist. In fact, 87% of life on Earth, life on this planet, it depends on the first 12 to 15 inches topsoil. And it is I think each individual's responsibility to do whatever we can to take care of this. So Sadhguru is using this Save Soil movement not only as an ecological process, but also as a conscious process of unifying humanity. Because this is something that is affecting everybody, isn't it? Irrespective of caste, creed, religion, nation, wherever you are. We all depend on the soil. We all come from soil, live off the soil. And also once we die, we go back to soil. I think this is something we all knew, but we didn't realize. This is something really unifying everybody across the nations, the whole humanity. That's how this is a part of the human consciousness also, to take care of soil. And our earlier speakers also have mentioned about how we are all part of the 5 elements, and earth, soil is one important aspect of those 5 elements, isn't it? Yeah, with these few words, I would like to end my presentation, but I'm open for any discussion. And I will urge that each one of you sitting here and also with the context that you have, try to see how you can be part of this moment. It is about letting people know what this movement is about and increasing our awareness also. Yeah. I am ready for any questions. Nishant Reddy garu, any comments?
Yeah, thank you so much, Jayalekha garu. As you rightly said, I mean, we thought we knew so much about soil, but when you're talking, we realize that there are some things left out, and it's such an important thing. And if we are not taking action, as you said, within a few years, then we are going to point of no return, literally. So one thing that I would like to definitely say is that we have to integrate. Each of us is working on different subjects, different areas, but the youth, which is supposed to be the driving force, we have to reach out to them. I'm sure you are already doing that, but we need to have more aggressive approaches in terms of reaching out to the youth. One is to the already sensitized youth who's out there. Will immediately it'll click to them and they'll initiate on this Save Soil side. But if we are looking at all the people, then it has to be something that we have to take it into the curriculum. Okay, why it should not be a life skill on how to take care of our soil, right? This is something that has to be thought about. And for our initiative, as I mentioned, which the court, the legal system is driving. So I feel that this is something that we can integrate very well into that and make it as a mandate into that every educational institution, every student should learn about and practically take steps. It's not only about learning. As you were actually showing the video, my daughter is just sitting next. She was saying, "I sang this song on the Earth Day." So I think
So nice to hear that.
she
Yeah.
danced. Okay, she danced.
She's an Earth buddy already.
Yeah. So that means that you're good. You're successful in reaching out. So I think this we would love to be part of the whole thing.
Yeah.
We'll integrate.
Actually,
And one more point that I really appreciate is when you said that this is a conscious process of unifying humanity, which is very true. So these are all the aspects. In fact, it started with in a big way from COVID pandemic, when the entire humanity is coming together to fight the virus and to improve the immunity, to lead a better lifestyle. So now I think it is going to continue. So very, very nice.
Actually, there's all less than 1 minute, one video where Sadhguru is addressing the COP15. But before that, I want to tell you like how in what verticals we are working for the Save Soil movement. One is youth and education wing, where that's how the schools have been reached. The school children have written letters to their leaders. That's how your daughter could connect, and that Lelele song is, I think, many of the school children would connect with. And then next wing is the corporates we are reaching, and also next is the farmer producer organization. I think where everybody who's interested can get involved in this is the coming World Soil Day, which is coming on December 5th. There is a plan to increase the visibility about this Save Soil movement and garner support from as many people as possible. So you could note down this date and see who are the institutions who want to be part of it. We will be letting you know where we are planning to do some walkathon or standathon. Just standing on the road and telling about this, at least everybody knows what Save Soil movement is about. We are planning putting stickers for the vehicles. So it's a huge plan going on where we want to include as many stakeholders as possible. And this is where I think people of similar thought can come together and be part of this movement. Before we close, we'll just play that less than 1 minute COP15. But before that, I want to thank everybody in this meeting, the previous speakers and the organizers for giving me this opportunity. We'll be more than glad to be connected further with you all. Yeah. Venki, can we play that COP15 video?
Implementation has to happen on the land, and land is not managed by scientists, land is managed by farmers. So it's extremely important. It must be a single point agenda, incentive-based agenda. If inspiration, incentives and disincentives after a certain period of time is the way forward, this is my appeal to every one of you, because I don't want this COP15 to end as one more convention with more paper and more paper. This must end with concrete action, and action in such a way that it's implementable.
Save soil! Let's make it happen!
Thank you for your time, and it was wonderful doing this presentation for you all.
Thank you. Thank you, Lejile. Thank you very much. Let's move on to the next speaker. Sri Lingamurthy Garu. He's a senior Vipassana meditator and assistant teacher at Vipassana International Meditation Centers. And he has done a lot of courses, long courses himself, as well as he has conducted courses to students. And his objective is to spread the message of Vipassana awareness to as many education institutions, especially, and see that he offers his services and his presentations whenever possible. So even I had an opportunity to hear him out in one of the workshops. He's a very good orator and a good conceptual understanding of Vipassana meditation. Lingamurti, please.
Okay, Randy, namaste to all. Sir, I'm more comfortable in Telugu, and whenever I need it, I will speak in English. Is it okay?
Please, you be comfortable, whichever way.
Okay. First of all, I pay respect to all the team members who are contributing their service towards this mission. What is required now, very important aspect. ఎంత అవసరమో అంత ఇంపార్టెన్స్ ఇస్తూ ఇప్పుడు సేవ ఇస్తున్నటువంటి మీ అందరికీ మరొకసారి కృతజ్ఞతలు అండి. థ్యాంక్ యూ అండి. అయితే మనకు చిన్న ఎగ్జాంపుల్తో అర్థం చేసుకుందాం. ఇక్కడ ఒక రోడ్డు మనం ప్రయాణం చేస్తున్నప్పుడు ట్రాఫిక్ సిగ్నల్ వస్తుంది. ఆ సిగ్నల్ దగ్గర రెడ్ లైట్ పడ్డప్పుడు కామన్ సెన్స్ అక్కడ ఆగాలని మనం కొన్నిసార్లు గమనిస్తుంటాము. కొంతమంది ఆ రూల్స్ వైలేట్ చేసి దే ఆర్ క్రాసింగ్ ద లిమిట్స్, వాళ్ళు వెళ్ళిపోతుంటారు ముందరికి. వెళ్ళిపోతున్నప్పుడు ఏమేమి అవకాశాలు ఉన్నాయి ప్రమాదానికి? ఎందుకంటే ఒకటి, వాళ్ళ ప్రాణం కూడా డేంజర్లో ఉంది. అట్ ద సేమ్ టైం ఎదురుగా వస్తున్నటువంటి ఇంకోరైనా ఇన్నోసెంట్ పీపుల్ వాళ్ళ కారణం కాకపోవచ్చు, కానీ వాళ్ళకు కూడా అంతే ప్రమాదం ఉంది. సో ఈ సిచ్యువేషన్ ఎదురవుతుంది. సేమ్ ఇప్పుడు మదర్ ఎర్త్ కూడా అటువంటి డేంజరస్ సిగ్నల్సే ఇప్పుడు ఇస్తుంది. అక్కడ ట్రాఫిక్ పోలీసుల బదులుగా సైంటిస్టులు ఉన్నారు, హెచ్చరిస్తున్న సమాజాన్ని, మేల్కోండి, ఇప్పటికైనా కానీ ఇప్పుడున్న పరిస్థితి చాలా సీవియర్గా ఉంది. ఇప్పటిదాకా మనం వీడియోలు చూసినాం. సో నెక్స్ట్ చాలా కష్టం ఉంది. అన్ని కంట్రీస్ కేవలం ఇప్పుడు అన్నారు పేపర్ వర్క్ మీద ఉంది. ఇంకా సీరియస్ ఇష్యూగా దీన్ని ఎంత చేయాలనో అంత సీరియస్గా తీసుకోవట్లేదు అనేది ఈ ఇన్ని మీటింగ్లకు సారాంశం ఇది. సో మనకు ఆల్రెడీ డిస్కషన్స్ అయిపోయినాయి. గ్లోబల్ వార్మింగ్ కానీ, తర్వాత ఎయిర్ పొల్యూషన్, ఎమిషన్ ఆఫ్ గ్రీన్ హౌస్ గ్యాసెస్, తర్వాత బయోడైవర్సిటీ, డిఫారెస్టేషన్, ఎన్నో రకాల ఇప్పుడు క్లైమేట్ చేంజెస్ కావడానికి, ఎన్నో డిఫరెన్సెస్ రావడానికి, ఎన్నో వైవిధ్యాలు చూడడానికి మన ఈ కారణాలన్నీ మనకు తెలుస్తున్నాయి. సో రీజన్స్ అంటే ఇవన్నీ కావడానికి కారణము తెలుస్తుంది, వాటి సొల్యూషన్స్ కూడా తెలుస్తుంది. ఒకటి, గవర్నమెంట్ పరంగా పై స్థాయి నుంచి ఏవైతే ప్యారిస్ ఒప్పందం కానివ్వండి, తర్వాత మనకు గ్లాస్గో, ఇటువంటి తర్వాత ఈ మధ్య కాలంలో బ్రెజిల్లో జరిగినటువంటి సమ్మిట్, ఎర్త్ సమ్మిట్, ఇవన్నీ జరుగుతున్నాయి వర్క్స్ పై స్థాయి నుంచి. అట్ ద సేమ్ టైం మన అందరిలో ఇండివిజువల్స్లో కూడా ఈ మార్పు రావాలి. దానికి బెస్ట్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఇప్పుడు మన నిశాంత్ రెడ్డి గారు చూపించారు. స్టార్టింగ్ వాళ్ళ ఇల్లును ఒక బెస్ట్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్గా చూపించారు. అక్కడ సోలార్ ఎలక్ట్రిసిటీ వాడడం, తర్వాత చుట్టూ అన్ని మొక్కలు పెంచడం, తర్వాత సైక్లింగ్ ప్రాసెస్ ద్వారా వేస్టేజ్ కూడా కాకుండా దాన్ని మళ్ళీ తిరిగి రీసైకిల్ చేయడం, బెస్ట్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్. ఒక ఇండివిజువల్గా మనం ఏమేం చేయొచ్చు ఈ ప్రాసెస్లో. సో అవేర్నెస్ క్రియేట్ చేయడం లోపల మన ముఖ్యమైన పాత్ర మనం పోషిస్తే, సో ఎక్కువ మందికి ఇది రీచ్ కాగలిగితే, వాళ్ళలో అవేర్నెస్ తేయగలిగితే మనకి ఇది చాలా సక్సెస్ఫుల్ అవుతుంది. ఎందుకంటే మన మెయిన్ రీజన్ అటువంటిప్పుడు మెడిటేషన్ ఒక పాత్ర ఏముంది ఇలా అనిపిస్తుంది జనరల్గా. ఒక చిన్న ఎగ్జాంపుల్తో చెప్తాను. ఒకసారి జిడ్డు కృష్ణమూర్తి గారు గొప్ప ఫిలాసఫర్, ఆయన త్రూఅవుట్ ద వరల్డ్ తిరుగుతూ ప్రచారం చేస్తున్నారు. ఇది ఇంట్రాస్పెక్ట్ కాండి, ఒక అంతర్ముఖం కాండి, మెడిటేషన్ చేయండి అని చెప్తున్నారు. చాలామంది విలేకరులు వెళ్ళి అక్కడ డౌట్ అడిగారు. సరే, ఎన్నో బయట సమాజంలో ఎన్నో రకాల ఇప్పుడు క్లైమేట్ చేంజెస్ కానీ అనుకోండి, తర్వాత ఎన్నో రకాల వైలెన్స్ ఉన్నది, తర్వాత వరల్డ్ పాపులేషన్ ఉంది, ఇల్లిటరసీ ఉంది, ఎన్నో రకాల డిఫరెంట్ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ ఉన్నాయి బయట. ఇవన్నీ మీరు అడ్రస్ చేయకుండా మీరు ఎంతసేపు మనుషులందరినీ మెడిటేషన్ వైపు మళ్ళిస్తారు ఎందుకు అని అడుగుతారు. వారు ఒక మంచి క్వశ్చన్ అడుగుతారు. ఒకవేళ వైలెన్స్ ఉంది బయట, వైలెన్స్ ఉంది అంటే బయట మీకు వైలెన్స్ కనబడుతుంది, దానికి రూట్ కాజ్ ఎక్కడ ఉంది? అక్కడ రూట్ కాజ్ ఎక్కడ ఉంది? మన మైండ్లో నుంచి ఉంది. మన మైండ్లో వైలెన్స్ ఉంటే ఆ వైలెన్స్ బయట ప్రొజెక్ట్ అవుతుంది. మన మైండ్లో కోపం ఉంటే ఆ కోపాన్ని బయట ప్రొజెక్ట్ చేస్తున్నాం. అంతగా ఇప్పుడు ఇంత నడుస్తుంది, ఇంత జరుగుతుంది అని అంటే ఇది కేవలం ఏ కారణాల వల్ల ఇంత నిర్లక్ష్యం అవుతుంది? ఒకటి ఫస్ట్ కారణం క్లైమేట్ చేంజెస్ మీద ఎందుకు సిన్సియర్గా లేము, ఒకటి కారణం ఎప్పుడైనా చూసుకోవచ్చులే భవిష్యత్తులో అనే ఇర్రెస్పాన్సిబిలిటీ, లేదు నాకెందుకులే నా టైం వచ్చినప్పుడు చూసుకుందాం అనే స్వార్థం, సెల్ఫిష్నెస్. అంటే ఏవైతే మన లోపల ఉన్నాయో వాటి యొక్క ప్రొజెక్షన్సే బయట కనబడుతున్నాయి. సో బయట మార్చాలి అని అంటే, సొసైటీని మార్చాలి అంటే ఆ చేంజ్ అనేది లోపలే రావాలి. ఇంతకుముందు బెస్ట్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఇచ్చారు అన్నా హజారే గారిది, బిన్ లాడెన్ గారిది. ఎగ్జాంపుల్ హ్యూమన్ మైండ్లో ఎటువంటి థాట్ ఉంటే అటువంటి కాన్సిక్వెన్సెస్ మనం బయట చూస్తాం. ఇది కంపల్సరీ. సో ఆ మైండ్ని ఎట్లా మార్చాలి, ఏ విధంగా మార్చాలి అనేది మన ముందర ఉన్నటువంటి పెద్ద సవాల్, పెద్ద ఛాలెంజ్ ఇప్పుడు. దీనికోసం విపశ్యనా మెడిటేషన్ గౌతమ్ బుద్ధ దీన్ని డిస్కవర్ చేసిండ్రు, కనుక్కున్నారు. చాలా గొప్ప విద్య అనుకుంటాను నేను. ఎందుకోసం అనంటే ప్యూర్గా సైంటిఫిక్గా ఈ కాలంలో ఏ విషయమైనా సరే బ్లైండ్ బిలీఫ్ లేకుండా మీరు మొత్తం చూడండి, నమ్మకానికి దూరంగా కేవలం నమ్ము అనే కాకుండా నీ ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్తో నువ్వు అనుభవించిన తర్వాత అప్పుడు నీ ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్లోకి వచ్చిన దాన్ని నువ్వు స్వీకరించు. అవి ఏంటి తెలుసుకోవడం, యూనివర్సల్లా పర్టైనింగ్ టు అవర్ బాడీ అండ్ మైండ్. మన శరీరం మీద పనిచేస్తున్నటువంటి నియమాలు ఒక సైంటిస్ట్ లాగా నీ బాడీ మీద నీ మైండ్ మీద పనిచేసే నియమాలను నువ్వే రీసెర్చ్ చేసి కనుక్కోవాలి. ఒక ఆల్బర్ట్ ఐన్స్టీన్ లాగా, ఒక న్యూటన్ లాగా, ఒక రూదర్ఫోర్డ్ లాగా మనం అంతర్ముఖమై వాళ్ళేమో బయట కనుక్కున్నాం. మనం ఇక్కడ లోపల మన బాడీని మన మైండ్ని మనమే రీసెర్చ్ చేసి యూనివర్సల్ లాస్ ఏమున్నాయి అనేది మనమే కనుక్కోవాలి. ఈ ప్రాసెస్ అనమాట ఇది. అప్పుడు ఎట్లా హ్యాపీగా బతకాలో మనకు తెలుస్తుంది. అంత ఇంపార్టెంట్ విషయం ఏంటంటే మనం మారాలి అంటే ఒకసారి మనం అంతర్ముఖం కావాల్సి ఉంటుంది. సో ఒక 5 minutes మనం మెడిటేషన్ చేసి మన ఆ ఉన్న కొద్దిపాటి ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్తో మాట్లాడితే దీని ఎఫెక్టివ్నెస్ ఎక్కువ ఉంటుంది. లేకపోతే కేవలం థియరిటికల్ అవుతుంది. ఎందుకంటే విపశ్యన మొత్తం ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ బేస్డ్ ఉంటుంది. సో ఒక 5 minutes మెడిటేషన్ ఇద్దామండి. ప్లే చేస్తానండి నిశాంత్ గారు. మెడిటేషన్ కోసము మీరు ఉన్న ప్లేస్ అండి, అప్పటి నుంచి కూర్చొని ఉన్నారు కదా, ఉన్న ప్లేస్ అన్ని రిలాక్స్లో కూర్చొని కొంచెం మెడ, వెన్నెముక, తల స్ట్రేట్ ఉంచండి. క్లోజ్ యువర్ ఐస్ జెంట్లీ అండ్ అబ్జర్వ్ ద నార్మల్ బ్రెత్, న్యాచురల్ బ్రెత్ యాజ్ ఇట్ ఈస్. కేవలం సహజ శ్వాసను గమనించాలి. ఆలోచనలు వస్తుంటాయి, వాటిని వదిలేసి మళ్ళీ శ్వాసపైకి రావాలి. మన ప్రాణాయామం కాదు, ఇది చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్. ఇది ప్రాణాయామం కాదు, కావాలని శ్వాస పీల్చుకోవడం వదలడం చేయొద్దు. ఉన్నది ఉన్నట్లు గమనించాలి. అది న్యాచురల్ బ్రెత్, నార్మల్ బ్రెత్. ట్రై చేద్దామండి.
Now let us practice Anapana for about 10 minutes. Practice Anapana. Sit comfortably in any posture that suits you. Keep your back and your neck straight. Keep your eyes gently closed. Those who wear spectacles should take off their spectacles during meditation period. Keep your mouth gently closed and focus your entire attention on the area at the entrance of the nostrils. The area at the entrance of the nostrils. And remain aware of every breath coming in, every breath going out. Natural breath, normal breath, as it is. If it is long, it is long. If it is short, it is short. Passing through left nostril. Passing through right nostril. Or through both the nostrils. Just remain aware, do nothing. Just remain aware. alert, attentive, vigilant, remain alert, attentive, vigilant, constantly aware of the breath, the incoming breath, the outgoing breath, incoming breath, outgoing breath. Bhavatu sabba mangalam, bhavatu sabba mangalam, bhavatu sabba mangalam. Good.
Sir,
Good.
okay,
Be
then
happy.
start చేయండి.
Be happy.
చేసిన కానీ ఒక 10 మినిట్స్లో మన మెడిటేషన్ అనే పేరుతో మనం శ్వాసను గమనించడం, న్యాచురల్ బ్రెత్, నార్మల్ బ్రెత్ను గమనించడం. ఒకసారి మనం లోపల చూసుకుంటే మన మనసు ఒక స్థితి ఎట్లుందో మనకు అర్థమవుతుంది. ఎప్పుడు గమనించకపోతే తెలియనే తెలియదు. అందుకని ఇక్కడ స్పిరిచువాలిటీ అంతా లోపల చూసుకోవడమే. అంటే ఒకసారి మనం శ్వాసను గమనిస్తున్నాం, మన చిన్న పని ఇచ్చినాం మన మైండ్కు, శ్వాస వస్తుంది పోతుంది, మనం కేవలం తెలుసుకోమన్నాం అంతే. తెలుసుకోమంటే ఎక్కడో వెళ్ళిపోతా ఉంది. మీరు కొద్దిసేపు చేసిండ్రు, యాక్చువల్లీ ఇంకొక 10 మినిట్స్ 15 మినిట్స్ ఒక హాఫ్ అన్ అవర్ కనుక చేస్తే ఇంకా స్పష్టంగా తెలుస్తుంది మన మైండ్ ఆ ఉన్న కొద్దిసేపట్లో ఎన్నిసార్లు ఎంత డిస్టర్బ్ అవుతా ఉంది, మళ్ళీ తీసుకొస్తున్నాం, మళ్ళీ పోతుంది, మళ్ళీ తీసుకొస్తున్నాం. మన అనుభవంలో తెలుస్తుంది మన మైండ్ నిజంగా లోపల ఎంత డిస్టర్బ్ ఉందనేది, ఎంత చంచలంగా ఉంది. ఎందుకంటే థియరీ చాలా విన్నాం మనం, చాలా చంచలంగా ఉంది, డిస్టర్బ్ ఉంది, మన మైండ్ మన కంట్రోల్ లేదు. ఇప్పుడు ఈ స్థితి మనకు నిజంగా అనుభవాలకు వస్తుంది. నిజంగానే నా మైండ్ ఇంత డిస్టర్బ్ ఉంది, ఇంత డిస్టర్బెన్స్ మైండ్ తోటి హౌ కెన్ ఐ లివ్ ఏ హ్యాపీ లైఫ్, సంతోషంగా ఎట్లా జీవించాలని. ఎందుకంటే మన మైండ్ పాస్ట్లోకి వెళ్తుంది, ఆలోచనలు వస్తున్నాయి, లేదా ఫ్యూచర్ థాట్స్ వస్తున్నాయి. కానీ మనకు క్లియర్గా తెలుసు మనకు ఎప్పుడైతే ఈ క్షణంలో మనం జీవిస్తామో, ప్రజెంట్లో ఉంటామో, అప్పుడు మనం హ్యాపీగా ఉండగలుగుతాం. ఎప్పుడైతే ఇది పాస్ట్ ఫ్యూచర్లో రోల్ అవుతుంటే మైండ్ చాలా డిస్టర్బ్డ్ ఉంది. ఈ క్షణంలో జీవించేటట్టుగా ట్రైనింగ్ అవసరం దీనికి. సో వర్తమానంలో ఉండేటట్టుగా, అంటే ఇప్పుడు పాస్ట్ వదిలేస్తామని కాదు, అవసరం ఉన్నప్పుడు రీకలెక్ట్ చేసుకుంటాం. ఫ్యూచర్ గురించి వదిలేస్తామని కాదు, ప్లాన్ చేసుకుంటాం. కానీ మనం ప్లాన్ చేసుకుంటాం, అది దానంతలో అది పరిగెత్తదు. ఇప్పుడు మనం చిన్న పని ఇచ్చిన శ్వాసను గమనించమని, ఆ చిన్న పని కూడా మన మైండ్ చేయలేకపోతుందనే సంగతి అనుభవంలోకి వస్తుంది. ఇదే పనిని ఒక 10 డేస్ కోర్సులు, విపశ్యన కోర్సులు ఒక 3 డేస్ ఆ పని చేయిస్తారు. అంటే రోజు తెలుస్తుంటే మన మైండ్ లోపల ఎంత డిస్టర్బెన్స్ ఉందనేది. సో ఈ మైండ్లో ఉన్నటువంటి ఈ డిస్టర్బెన్స్ కరెక్ట్గా ఛానలైజ్ చేసి, ఇదే స్పిరిచువల్ హెల్త్ అంటే. సో మన మైండ్ని ఎట్లా ఛానలైజ్ చేసి దాని ప్రజెంట్లో ఎట్లా జీవించాలి, ఎట్లా రియాక్ట్ చేస్తుంది. పాస్ట్లో ఫ్యూచర్లో ఉండే థాట్స్ అన్నీ క్రేవింగ్ కానీ యావర్షన్ కానీ, అనుకున్నది జరిగితే సంతోషం, అనుకున్నది లేకపోతే బాధ. సో ఏది ఉంటే అది యాక్సెప్ట్ చేయటం, రియాక్ట్ చేయకుండా ఉండి ప్రతిక్రియ చేయకుండా ఉన్నది ఉన్నట్లు యాక్సెప్ట్ చేస్తే, ప్రజెంట్లో జీవించగలిగే ట్రైనింగ్ ఇస్తే, ఈ ఆర్ట్ ఆఫ్ లివింగ్ జీవించే కళ కనుక మనము ఇవ్వగలిగితే, చిన్న వయసు నుంచే ప్రతి ఒక్క వ్యక్తి కనుక దొరికితే, అప్పుడు ఆ వ్యక్తి ఆటోమేటిక్గా చాలా అవేర్నెస్తో, ఇంతకుముందు అన్నారు ఎంతమంది ప్రీవియస్ స్పీకర్స్ అందరూ, ఈ క్వాలిటీస్ ఉండాలి, ఈ విధంగా క్లైమేట్ చేంజ్లు కానీ బయట ఉన్న సొసైటీలో నుండి అడ్రస్ చేయగలగాలి అని అంటే మన లోపల ఆ బిహేవియర్లో ఆ ఆటిట్యూడ్ ఉండాలి. సొసైటీ పట్ల రెస్పాండ్ అయ్యేది, ఆ సెన్సిటివ్నెస్, తర్వాత ఇతరుల గురించి ఆలోచించడం, ఎందుకంటే మన ఎడ్యుకేషన్ సిస్టమ్ మన పెంచడం కూడా చూస్తున్నాం. ఎంతసేపు ఈగో సెంటర్డ్, మన డెవలప్మెంట్, నా ఫ్యామిలీ, నా కుటుంబం, నేను, ఇంతవరకే వస్తుంది. ఈ పరిధి దాటి సొసైటీకి నేను ఇవ్వగలను. ఇంతకుముందు సార్ అన్నారు, మన కాంట్రిబ్యూషన్ ఏంటి ఈ లైఫ్, మనం ఈ ప్రపంచానికి ఏం కాంట్రిబ్యూషన్ ఇస్తాం. సో ఎప్పుడైతే మనం ఇతరుల గురించి ఆలోచించే ఆటిట్యూడ్ మెడిటేషన్లో ఏమవుతుందంటే ఈగో మెల్లమెల్ల కొద్ది తగ్గుతూ ఉంటుంది. డిజాల్వ్ అవడం అనేది చాలా ఎండింగ్ స్టేజ్, కానీ కొద్ది తగ్గుతూ ఉంటుంది. ఎంతెంత ఈగో తగ్గుతూ ఉంటుందో, అహం తగ్గుతూ ఉంటుందో, ఇతరుల గురించి ఆలోచించడం స్టార్ట్ అవుతుంది. ఎప్పుడైతే ఇతరుల గురించి ఆలోచించడం స్టార్ట్ అవుతుందో, మనం ఇతరులకు ఎట్లా ప్రతి సమస్య కూడా ఇంత నష్టం ఉంది దీనివల్ల నేను ఏం చేయగలుగుతుంది, ఈ పనిలో, ఈ విధంలో, ఈ ప్రాబ్లంలో నేను ఏం చేయగలుగుతా, అప్పుడు మన వల్ల ఎంత శక్తి ఉంటుందో అంత చేయడానికి రెడీ అవుతాడు. అందుకని నేనేం కోరుకుంటానంటే, సార్ కూడా నిశాంత్ గారు అదన్నారు, యూత్ ఎంపవర్మెంట్ ఇప్పుడున్నటువంటి సిస్టమ్, ఎడ్యుకేషన్ సిస్టమ్ లోపల ఇన్కల్కేట్ చేయాలి. కేవలం స్కిల్స్ ఓరియంటెడ్ ఉంది, స్కిల్స్ డెవలప్ చేయడమే ఉన్నది లక్ష్యం, అంత చదువు అంతా. దీనికి క్యారెక్టర్ బిల్డింగ్, వాల్యూ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ దీన్ని తోడు చేయాలి. క్యారెక్టర్ బిల్డింగ్ కేవలం థియరిటికల్గా స్టోరీస్ చెప్పడం వలన కొంతవరకు లాభం జరుగుతుంది, చాలా ఇంటెలెక్చువల్ అండర్స్టాండింగ్లా. ఎందుకంటే ఈ విద్యలో మీరు తెలుసుకుంటారు, మన లోపల మనసు, అన్కాన్షియస్ మైండ్, అచేతన మనసు మన కంట్రోల్లో లేదు. నువ్వు ఎన్ని థియరీ చెప్పినా అది పైపైనే పనిచేస్తుంది, లోపల స్వభావం మారడం చాలా కష్టం. అందుకనే చిన్నప్పటి నుంచి కనుక యానపాన చేపిస్తూ వాడిని లోపల గమనించడం స్టార్ట్ చేస్తూ, ఇతరులకు డిస్టర్బ్ అయినప్పుడు తనేం జరుగుతుంది లోపల ఒకసారి చెక్ చేసుకోవడం, అబద్ధం మాట్లాడినప్పుడు కానీ, చిన్న దొంగతనం చేస్తున్నప్పుడు, ఏదన్నా తప్పుడు పని చేస్తున్నప్పుడు తన మైండే డిస్టర్బ్ అవుతుంది, ఒకసారి చెక్ చేసుకోవడం కనుక చిన్నప్పటి నుంచి స్కూల్ లెవెల్ నుంచి అట్లా మనం గైడ్ చేస్తుంటే వాడు మంచి క్యారెక్టర్ బిల్డింగ్. ఎందుకంటే సెల్ఫ్ అనుభవంలో వచ్చింది, థియరిటికల్ కాదు. సో అనుభవంలో వచ్చినటువంటి వ్యక్తి వల్ల వాడు ఒక 15, 16, 20 ఇయర్స్ వచ్చే వరకు ఒక మెచ్యూర్డ్, అంటే చదువుతో పాటుగా మంచి క్యారెక్టర్ కూడా తోడొస్తాడు, ఒక సెన్సిటివ్ వ్యక్తి అవుతాడు. అప్పుడు సమాజంలో ఉన్న ఏ సమస్యనైనా చూడగలిగే శక్తి డెవలప్ అవుతుంది. సో ఇది ఎడ్యుకేషన్లో ఒక పార్ట్గా తీసుకురావాలి. ఎస్పెషల్లీ యూత్ ఎంపవర్మెంట్ అంటే వాడు మైండ్ చేంజ్ చేయడమే పెద్ద ఎంపవర్మెంట్, అదే అంతకుమించి. సో ఫిజికల్గా, ఇటు మానసికంగా, స్పిరిచువల్గా 3 రంగాలు రావాలంటే మైండ్ చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్. ఇది మారడానికి విపశ్యన చాలా హెల్ప్ చేస్తుంది. ఇక్కడ చిల్డ్రన్ కోర్సెస్ ఉన్నాయి, 10 ఇయర్స్ బిలో ఉన్న 10 ఇయర్స్ నుంచి 18 ఇయర్స్ వరకు. టీనేజ్ కోర్సులు ఉన్నాయి 15 to 19 ఇయర్స్ వరకు. తర్వాత 20 ఇయర్స్ తర్వాత అడల్ట్ కోర్సు 10 డే కోర్సెస్ ఉన్నాయి. సో అక్రాస్ ద గ్లోబ్ ఎక్కడైనా అన్ని కంట్రీస్లలో ఉన్నాయి, సో మ్యాక్సిమం కంట్రీస్లలో ఉన్నాయి. సో ఈ అవకాశాన్ని మనం ఎంత ఎక్కువ మందికి అందిస్తే వాళ్ళ బిహేవియర్ ప్యాటర్న్ లోపల, వాళ్ళ సైకలాజికల్ ప్యాటర్న్లో మార్పు వచ్చి వాళ్ళు తిరిగి సమాజానికి ఎట్లా హెల్ప్ చేస్తాం అనే దిశగా వాళ్ళ మనసు మారుతుంది అని, ఆర్ట్ ఆఫ్ లివింగ్ అనేది జీవించే కళ కనుక వాళ్ళకి అందిస్తే ఎంత ఉపయోగం అవుతుందని నా ఉద్దేశం అండి. ఒక 2 minutes ఒక స్టోరీ చెప్పి ముగించిన నిశాంత్ గారు. ఎందుకంటే ఎంత ఇంపార్టెంట్ అనేది ఇప్పుడున్న సొసైటీ లోపల దీని ఇంపార్టెన్స్ అనేది ఒక చిన్న స్విమాలజీ స్టోరీతో చెప్తాను. ఒక యంగ్ ప్రొఫెసర్ ఉన్నాడు, ఒక యంగ్ ప్రొఫెసర్. ఆ యంగ్ ప్రొఫెసర్ చిన్న వయసులో ప్రొఫెసర్ కావడం వలన చాలా అహంకారం పెరిగింది. నాకంటే మిగతా వాళ్ళందరినీ చులకన భావంతో చూడడం స్టార్ట్ చేశాడు. అతను ఉండే ఇల్లు, అతను పనిచేసేటువంటి ఒక యూనివర్సిటీ మధ్యలో ఒక రివర్ ఉండేది. ఆ నది దాటి అతనికి వెళ్ళాలి. ఆ నది దాటి వెళ్ళాలంటే రోజు అతను స్టీమర్లో ప్రయాణం చేశాడు. ఆ స్టీమర్లో తను కూర్చున్న క్యాబిన్లో లెక్చర్స్ ఇస్తుండేది. అక్కడ ఉన్న వాళ్ళందరూ, వాళ్ళు పనిచేసే వాళ్ళు కానీ, తోటి వాళ్ళు కానీ అందరూ విని ఎంత నాలెడ్జ్ ఉంది అని పొగిడేవాళ్ళు. అందులో ఒక ఓల్డ్ మ్యాన్, ఒక ఇల్లిటరేట్, అక్కడ కూడా అతను కూడా ఇతని విద్వాంసం చూసి, ఇతని పాండిత్యం చూసి చాలా అద్భుతం, అసలు ఏం అంత నాలెడ్జ్ ఉందని చాలా ఆశ్చర్యపోయేవాడు. ఒకసారి ఆ ముసలాయనని అడిగాడు, ఏమైనా ఓల్డ్ మ్యాన్ ముసలాయన నీకు జియాలజీ తెలుసా అని అడిగాడు. జియాలజీ. ఆ ముసలాయన అన్నాడు, సార్ నాకు ఆ వర్డ్ కూడా తెలియదు సార్, నేను ఎప్పుడు చదువుకోలేదు, నేను ఇల్లిటరేట్, నాకు అక్షరాలు కూడా రావు, నాకు రాస్తారని చెప్పాడు. అరే ముసలాయన, నీకు జియాలజీ తెలియదా? జియాలజీ తెలియకపోతే ఏం లైఫ్ నీది? నీ లైఫ్ 25% వేస్ట్ అని చెప్పాడు. ముసలాయన ఫీల్ అయ్యాడు, అయ్యో నా లైఫ్ 25% ఫెయిల్ అయిపోయిందని. నెక్స్ట్ డే మళ్ళీ ఆ స్టీమర్లో మళ్ళీ ప్రయాణం చేస్తుంటే ఈసారి మళ్ళీ క్వశ్చన్ అడిగి, ఏమయ్యా ముసలాయన నీకు మెటీరియాలజీ తెలుసా అని అడిగాడు. సార్ ఆల్రెడీ మీకు చెప్పిన మెటీరియాలజీ అనేది నాకు ఆ వర్డ్ కూడా వినలేదు, నాకు తెలియదు సార్ అని చెప్పాడు. అయ్యో మెటీరియాలజీ తెలియదా ముసలాయన, నువ్వు చుట్టూ వాతావరణంలో ఉంటున్నావు, ఈ వాతావరణం కూడా ఒక శాస్త్రం ఉంటుంది, అది మెటీరియాలజీ, అది తెలియకపోతే ఏం లైఫ్ అనేది, నీ లైఫ్ 50% వేస్ట్ అని చెప్పాడు. ముసలాయన ఫీల్ అయ్యింది, నా లైఫ్ 50% వేస్ట్ అయిపోయిందని. నెక్స్ట్ డే థర్డ్ మళ్ళీ ప్రయాణం చేస్తుండు. ఈసారి ముసలాయన మళ్ళీ క్వశ్చన్ అంటే, ఏమయ్యా ముసలాయన నీకు ఓషనాలజీ తెలుస్తా అని అడిగాడు, సముద్ర శాస్త్రం. సార్ నేను ఆల్రెడీ చెప్పిన, నాకు ఆల్ఫాబెట్స్ కూడా రావు, నాకు ఎప్పుడు చదువు కూడా చదవలేదు, ఎప్పుడు నేను స్కూల్ కూడా పోలేదు, నాకు ఏం రాదని చెప్పాడు. అరే ముసలాయన నీకు ఓషనాలజీ అంటే ఈ సముద్రానికి కూడా ఒక శాస్త్రం ఉంది, నువ్వు సముద్రం నిరంతరం నీళ్ళలోనే తిరుగుతున్నావు అయినా దీని గురించి ఏం అవగాహన లేదు, ఏం లైఫ్ అనేది, నీ లైఫ్ 75% వేస్ట్ అని చెప్పాను. ఈసారి ఇంకా ప్రయాణం జరుగుతుంటే ఈసారి ఆ ముసలాయనకు వంతు వచ్చింది. ముసలాయన పరిగెడుతూ వచ్చాడు. వచ్చి ప్రొఫెసర్ సార్ మీకు స్విమ్మాలజీ వచ్చా అని అడిగాడు. ప్రొఫెసర్ సార్ ఆశ్చర్యపోయాడు. స్విమ్మాలజీ ఏంటని అడిగాడు. స్విమ్మాలజీ అంటే స్విమ్మింగ్ సార్, మీకు స్విమ్మింగ్ వచ్చా అని అడిగాడు. సార్ నాకు స్విమ్మింగ్ రాదు అన్నాడు. అయ్యో నీకు స్విమ్మింగ్ రాకపోతే నీ 100% లైఫ్ వేస్తారని చెప్పాడు. ఎవరికైతే స్విమ్మింగ్ వచ్చో, ఎందుకంటే ఈ బోటుకు ఈ స్టీమర్కు చిన్న హోల్ పడింది, ఆ మెల్లమెల్లగా నీళ్ళు ఇందులోకి వస్తున్నాయి, కొద్దిసేపట్లో స్టీమర్ మునిగిపోతుంది. ఎవరికైతే ఈ బోట్లో ఈ స్టీమర్లో ఎవరికైతే స్విమ్మింగ్ వచ్చో అవి ఎదురు కనబడుతుంది, ఆ ఒడ్డు ఆ బ్యాంక్ కనబడుతుంది, ఈదుకుంటూ అవతల ఒడ్డుకు చేరొచ్చు. ఎవరికైతే స్విమ్మింగ్ రాదో వాళ్ళు ఇక్కడ మునిగిపోతారు. సో ఎన్ని లాజెస్ మన చుట్టూ ఉన్న సమాజంలో ఉన్న లాజెస్ ఎన్ని చదివినా, ఎన్ని విద్యలు నేర్చుకున్నా, స్విమ్మాలజీ రాకపోతే అంటే జీవితాన్ని ఎట్లా ఈదాలి, ఇంత డిఫరెంట్ సిచ్యువేషన్స్ లోపల, ఎన్ని డిఫికల్టీస్ లోపల ఎన్నో చూస్తున్నాం. ఇప్పుడు ఎన్ని సమస్యలు ఉన్నాయి, ఎన్ని రకాలు ఉన్నాయి. వీటి మధ్యలో మనము అన్నిటి మధ్యన ఎంత ప్రశాంతంగా లైఫ్ని లీడ్ చేయాలంటే ఎటువంటి ఆర్ట్ ఆఫ్ లివింగ్ జీవించే కళ మనకు అవసరం. ఎంత చిన్న వయసు నుంచి అవసరం. ఇప్పుడు ముందు ఒకసారి అన్నారు, ఇప్పుడు 60 ఏళ్ళకి కాదు, వైట్ హెయిర్ వచ్చినా కాదు, ఎంత చిన్న వయసు నుంచి ఆర్ట్ ఆఫ్ లివింగ్ జీవించే కళ, ప్రశాంతంగా జీవించే కళ అవసరం అనేది మనం గుర్తించాలి. సో ఎన్ని నేర్చుకున్నా ఆర్ట్ ఆఫ్ లివింగ్ జీవించే కళ లేకపోతే, స్విమ్మాలజీ రాకపోతే, ఈ చిన్న జీవితాన్ని ఎట్లా సంతోషంగా జీవించాలో తెలియకపోతే, మన చుట్టూ ఉన్న సమస్యలకు రెస్పాండ్ కాకపోతే, మనం బాధ్యతారహితంగా జీవిస్తే, స్వార్థంతో జీవిస్తే మన లైఫ్ మనకే పెద్ద శాపంగా అవుతుంది. అదేవిధంగా మదర్ ఎర్త్ కూడా ఎంతో శాపం చేసిన వాళ్ళం అవుతాం. అన్ని విధాల లైఫ్ ఎటువంటి అర్థం ఉండదు. సో ఈ దిశగా సొసైటీని కనుక మనం స్పిరిచువల్గా మళ్ళిస్తే వాళ్ళ అటిట్యూడ్లో, ఆలోచనలో ఖచ్చితంగా మార్పు వస్తుందని నేను ఆశిస్తున్నానండి. థ్యాంక్ యూ అండి. మీరందరూ ప్రీవియస్ స్పీకర్స్కు, తర్వాత ఇక్కడ వచ్చిన వాళ్ళకు, తర్వాత ఇదంతా ఏర్పాటు చేసినటువంటి నిశాంత్ రెడ్డి గారికి ప్రత్యేకంగా ధన్యవాదాలు ఇస్తూ మీ మిషన్లో మా సహకారం ఎప్పుడూ ఉంటుందని తెలియజేసుకుంటాం సార్. థ్యాంక్ యూ వెరీ మచ్.
థ్యాంక్ యూ లింగమూర్తి గారు. సో జస్ట్ ఒక మీరు చెప్పినవే కొన్ని ఫ్యూ కీ పాయింట్స్ ఐ వుడ్ లైక్ టు స్పీక్ ఇన్ సే ఇట్ అవుట్ in English so that some of the participants have asked.
Definitely.
So one is you spoke about the role of meditation in addressing the impurities of the mind. So whatever be the impurities, everybody and anybody will be having some kind of impurity. Nobody is a Buddha. So we all need meditation as a part and parcel of our life. So that is something that everybody has to take up. And especially in the context of climate change, which is the root cause is greed and lack of responsibility, which is an impurity of the mind. So Vipassana meditation helps in addressing that. So this has to happen at the individual level. Then in the society, it will reflect in the society also when the people start transforming. Then Vipassana as a part of education for bringing about the change in youth, which is the need of the hour. So already many courses are being offered at various age groups. It's not that only the aged people should take up Vipassana. It is there are children's courses, teenagers courses, and courses for the adults, and they are all over the world. There are more than, I think, 200 plus centers, if I'm not wrong, across the world for Vipassana. And as people make progress in Vipassana, the ego is dissolved and people become more selfless, thereby addressing all the problems of the world, which is because of their narrow-mindedness. So this is the art of living that everybody has to learn. So I hope these are the summary points of what Mr. Lingamurthy as Garu has mentioned. So now that we have concluded this session, I'll ask the coordinator Shrikant whether the next speaker Ravindra Reddy is there. Is he available?
No, sir. Sorry.
He is not there.
No, sir. Left.
Okay. So what we'll do is we'll just summarize some of the key takeaways of this webinar, so that it's not just an abrupt ending after all the speakers, but there have to be some takeaways from this. So one is all the speakers have essentially touched upon the subject of spirituality in their own way. and it is we can conclude that it's a only path to transformation at individual level. Thereby, it is reflected at the society and nation level also, which can lead to much bigger changes, including maybe changes at the government policy level, especially in the context of climate change. So the change has to begin from the individual, and that is through spirituality. So some of the speakers have talked about spirituality as a way of balancing oneself or saying enough. So that's a way of looking at spirituality. Others have looked at it from the 5 elements of nature which we are made of. We are part of, essentially, we are nature. So if we are creating an imbalance of nature, that will lead to imbalance in all ways, in physical, mental, and spiritual aspects. So one cannot obviously do good to the surroundings or environment or other people, or to the person himself or herself. So balancing these 5 elements of nature is important. And then as far as food, which is the earth element, is concerned, it has to be plant-based food and consumed in small portions. Millets is one alternative to other grains which we consume, because millets use very minimal of earth's resources. Then yoga is an excellent way of transformation. Even Prime Minister Modi ji has been actively talking about it. Then Vipassana is another way of transforming our minds and going towards spirituality and becoming a better human being. So to summarize, the takeaways is that it is very evident that we all have to integrate. We all have to integrate, and this message has to reach out to the educational institutions, to the youth, who have to be transformed through a proper sustained platform where there is also a mandate for it. If we are going and talking out to education institutions where there is no mandate, then the response may be lukewarm. Whereas if it is through a proper channel and platform, backed by stakeholders like the legal institutions or the government, then there's a very good likelihood that the acceptance is higher, and there is also a good likelihood that the curriculum can be changed to adopt these techniques. So one more takeaway is that the earlier education system of Bharat had spirituality at its core, and now is the time that again it has to come back. So we all have essentially talked about that in each lecture that has happened here. We also talked about Save Soil movement, which is one of the very fine examples of spiritual leadership. So spirituality is leading to transformation and benevolence of society at large, addressing some core issues. So the real meaning of spirituality will come out when we are able to solve a problem, a large problem of society or mankind. So that's what is a very good example, Save Soil movement. So like this, there are so many different aspects that we can all integrate and then reach out to the youth, share our experience to them, and bring about the changes. So I once again thank all the speakers for joining in and sharing your valuable inputs, and we'll again integrate and take things forward for the benefit of everyone. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.